Baggage full of cabbage and I think they lost my tempo. 36 Mickeys on the candy plain bento. Dabba dabba on, keep my brass knuckles warm. Get the cash from the poor, 60 seconds and I'm gone. Bad when I'm gone, bad man, polygon. Going fast on the pump, going 20-mile marathon. Shimmy in the Jimmy, high wide, sipping Kimmy. Got a brand new mark, no page in the Mini. Lately all together, see something gonna stick. Lazy on a river, Jane, find the wind, the whip. Maybe on the AG, new rim, big slick. Baby, you ain't never seen nothing like this. Nothing like this. Nothing like this. Nothing like this. Whoever ever think it gets better. Big chain, call the record. I can feel it, I can feel the pressure. Break loose with the ratchet, go through splash. Savage on 2 round patchet. Then my fuel injected savage. Lately all together, see something gonna stick. Lazy on a river team, someone on my hip. Maybe on the AG, no rim, all switch. Baby, you ain't never seen.
Welcome back. It's hard, huh?
Nothing like this. Nothing like this. Nothing like this. Like this. Nothing like this. Nothing like this. Nothing like this. Nothing like this. Maybe you ain't never seen nothing like this. Nothing like this. Nothing like this. Baggage full of garbage and I think they lost my tempo. 36 Mickeys on the candy paint bento. Dabba dabba on, keep my brass knuckles warm. Put a grass on the one, get the cash from the pawn. Nothing like this. Nothing like this. Nothing like this. Nothing like this. Baby, you ain't ever seen nothing like this.
Nice.
Come on.
Bro, where did they go from, bro?
They literally just force stuck it for bomb.
One, finesse. Two, what I tell you. Bang. Bang! Did he do it? I did, absolutely. Give them all four. Abizi with some great shots, some great slides, trying to find 6. My man's popping off. 10 for the win. Heretics are doing it. And now he might win the round. Are you kidding me?
Look at the contestants in. That dude finesse.
Oh my God. We got ourselves a game.
Yeah, no, I know. Absolutely.
Back left, left. Awful. Come on! I don't want to play or something.
One shot flip now. Oh, that's it. Holy f, bro.
Minnesota's first 3-0 of the season, and it's against Optic Texas. Preds, welcome back to the league. Has not been as warm as he was hoping for, Nameless.
Yeah, it's been tough to say the least. Optic have a lot of work to do, but shout out Minnesota, man. This team getting so much better with a huge 3-0, and Paul X had some stuff to say about it. He was fired up.
Absolutely, and here on the CDL, this is officially Easy Mac Appreciation Day, because if you can see our desk, we are covered in notes. The man has been crunching the numbers, and Allie, I got to get your thoughts coming into week 2. What's the story?
The story is Minnesota Rocker is climbing up the ranks from a bubble team to possibly top 6, top 4, at least for me.
Paul X was able to celebrate in the winner's circle after the Optic match, and he said, well, if he's playing well, the rest of the league better look out.
We're just a gritty team. We get down and dirty for the win. We do whatever it takes to win. I should have been playing this all year. I'm usually at the beginning of a game, and then I get better over time.
Okay.
Once I find my footing and I don't know, the timings and everything, and I get it all down. I don't have to think as much as I do right now. Yeah. And I just have to gun. I mean, if I'm shooting, every team's I'll be honest. My teammates are disgusting.
If Paul's dropping 40, I'm like, they're cool.
If Paul's shooting, everybody's got to look out, because the rest of his teammates have showed just how capable they are. Nero, Gio, and Estriel with takeover performances throughout Major 1 and 2. But here in Major 2, Allie, they're finally 2-0, a hot start.
I mean, you're letting Paul X drop a 1.2 on you in S&D versus a team like Optic Texas. For Minnesota Rocker, it was already a huge win for them to get that revenge match versus Miami Heretics and it not go all the way to a Game 5, but to then turn around and 3-0 Optic Texas puts absolutely the rest of the league on watch.
Falcons have not won a match yet. That would be the match after this for Minnesota. You have to think you beat Carolina today. Yeah. You're off to a 4-0 start. You're guaranteed the winner's bracket. Let's take a look at your standings so far. As champs is still a ways away, we have a minor coming up, and then, of course, the Major 2. Nameless, how important is it to get in top 8?
I mean, this is massive, and you see right now for LAG, big match today, making a roster change. They're going to have to get a W, but you look over at your top 4, you got Surge. After bringing in Neptune, they look incredible, 2-0, and Boston Breach back to the qualifier dominance online. They have just been phenomenal.
With a shakeup in your top 4, that means we probably have a shakeup at the bottom. You may have noticed Optic currently in 12th, Carolina from top 4 to 11th. Let's take a look at the falling Ravens. Should I be worried about this team, Nameless, because they were a shoo-in to finish in the semifinals? Now I don't even know if they're the favorites in the matchup.
Yeah, I mean, for Carolina, I feel like they've been a little up and down all year. Like, they started off hot, right? But every time it becomes a tournament atmosphere, they turn it around and they place well. Like top 2 in the minor tournament and then top 4 at the major, right? So these guys, they've lost to 2 good teams. They lost to Toronto, they lost to LA Thieves. I will say, if you're to be concerned, though, it is with their Hardpoint. They're on an 0-6 slide in that game.
0-6? Yeah. That's not good, Allie.
Yeah, it's not good. I mean, they're on a 3-loss streak in S&D as well and a 3-series loss streak in general. But I think Ant made a really good point in the sense of, maybe they're the opposite of Boston. They're coming online, they're finding some struggles. But when it comes to these major tournaments, you can't count them out.
Minor is just a week away. This, of course, will feature 2 more matches for Carolina. Today, they take on Minnesota, and they got to get back to their Major 1 form. Let's take a look at some of the numbers, because the slang, a .98 to a .93, not a huge difference, but you look at the win rate, 5-1 in S&D to 0-2. This has been rough.
Yeah, I'm really glad that we show Team KD here, because when you look at it, even the last 30 days, the recent matches, like, everybody's pretty similar in the statistical category, right? And I think this is just one of those things where sometimes when you're working through issues, like, it gets worse before it gets better, right? They saw their potential, they got top 4, but they got stopped. So you got to improve. I just hope they keep the right mentality, because I think it's a good team.
Last week, we saw Miami Heretics bringing in Super, a fill-in as Metals was out sick. Today, Metals is back in the building. Alley Cat, how dangerous is this Heretics team?
I still think they're an incredibly dangerous team. I mean, we saw even with Super, like, those maps were very, very close in that series. It's just unfortunate that we felt the pain of Metals, because he actually hit his stride at this major, and they went on to get a top 3 placing. So for Miami Heretics, I think this league is still on watch. Nobody can count them out. I'm expecting an incredibly good showing from them today.
Yeah, I love this roster, man. I think they're one of the best teams in the game. They have massive potential. The experiment's still on, though. Figure out your control. That's what we came into the stage saying. Like, they're control game mode away from being one of the best teams and making it to Sunday at multiple events. We've seen Rencore Real. They can slay with the best from the HPs. The Surge got so much better. Like, in intense moments, the round 11s were the clutches. They were winning all of those at the majors. So for Miami, still full head of steam, still riding that momentum, but control has to be the focus.
Miami still in 7th place. They are tied with Minnesota at 80 points. A win today and Minnesota loss would put them into the top 6. On the other side of the fight here for Miami, you have LAG. And this was a team that, if you looked at the rosters at the start of the season, everyone had them top 6. A lot of people like me had them top 4. Well, they have had no success despite winning 44% of their maps. This team is 4-9. What is happening with LAG, currently the 11th seed?
Yeah, man, Search. You know, it's crazy because I look at this roster every single year with the New York team. I was like, they are the most buttoned up, the most prepared, coming out with like strats that you don't see anybody debuting. And this year, it's like the same core roster. They cannot win S&D. This team also in game 5s, 0-5, so no ice. So they had to make a change.
Allie, Preston, 8K Priesta on the bench. You got the world champs from the Subliners, and Kismet and Sky still in the starting lineup. But tell me about the kid from the moon.
It's unfortunate that, Priesta does get put on that bench, but it's also great to see some of these Challengers players get picked up. Lunars has been in the gauntlet of Challengers for the past couple of years, and he's slowly but surely climbed up the ranks, making noise for himself. He's a very good AR, and as you can see, top 5 across every category when it comes to NA Stage 1 Elite. I'm really excited to see how he changes the dynamic of this team.
His worst game mode, he drops a 1.2 basically. Lunars is that guy right now in Challengers. Today, he starts off against Miami. That is going to be a great matchup in the middle of our day, but we close it out with a struggling Cloud9 New York. Let's take a look at our baby blue team, who showed us a little bit of potential. Civ and Attach were in the winner's circle 2 matches ago, but then they got boppity-bopped, Alley Cat.
They did get boppity-bopped. I mean, it was a game 5. It wasn't technically a boppity-bop. They went all the way to a game 5 versus the Surge, who just came off of a hot win versus the Atlanta FaZe, right? So now Surge is also in that conversation of a top 6 team, possibly looking terrifying during this split. So New York, I don't want to count them out yet. I do kind of want to still ride on the high of, like, maybe they're finally finding this chemistry, because for me, it was just the ARs could not figure out that dynamic. But we got a taste of it versus the Toronto Ultra, that when they allowed their subs to fly, when they allowed themselves to take that step back, that we saw Cloud9 that we've been waiting for.
Yeah, I think, like, looking at this team, like, there's 2 different angles you can look at it, where it's like, what the hell do they even do good? Like, I feel like they've just been so inconsistent. And then the other angle is, well, at this stage, like, they've been better. They had a game 5 loss, and then they had a win versus Toronto. So for them, I still think it's just, like, about growing and improving, getting the ARs on the same page as Ali mentioned, and then getting those big performances out of Crimp that we saw last year.
It's the same story as LAG for me. Can this starting lineup get the job done against Vegas Falcons? They're the favorite. That's the final match of the night. But all of our teams will be in action at Major 2, and we hope to see your beautiful faces in Allen, Texas. Join us at the epic show that is going down south at the end of March. Allie, the crowd's never bigger than when we are in Texas.
Oh, yeah. Never bigger, never louder on the side of North America than when we are in Dallas, Texas. And it's always a good time. This is a mainstay, it feels like, for the league, is that we're always going to find ourselves in Texas with the loud green wall.
Like you said, they say everything's bigger in Texas. The crowd and the people.
Get your tickets, ladies and gentlemen. In the meantime, get ready to go because the qualifiers continue. After this, you will see Minnesota versus Carolina. Can they keep their run rolling? Minnesota looking disgusting while Carolina is floundering. I got my money on Nero. You let me who's going to drop the most kills in this best of 5. I have a feeling he's going to be wearing purple.
Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
The Esports World Cup is an official partner of the Call of Duty League.
For Major 2, we're into week 2, and Carolina are currently the 11th seed. On the other side of it, Minnesota, a perfect 2-0 start to their major. Let's go ahead and talk about why the Rocker have been causing problems. And you're smiling huge. I'll start with you.
Yeah, they've improved a lot, especially in Hardpoint. I mean, they're 13-16 on the season in that game mode. Their last 10, they're 7-3.
Yep.
And you saw the guy that just walked in and dapped up his teammates. Paul Lexus had a big step up in these last 2 matches, and like he said, it just becomes easier for everybody around him. These guys play hyper aggressive, man, and they're just a lot to deal with. It's tough on the opposition.
Yeah, and what's really great right now is it seems like they might be expanding their map pool, which is probably going to be their biggest struggle throughout the entirety of this stage. The fact that Nero was able to drop a 1.28 on that Skyline Hardpoint versus Texas is huge, considering they were 2-5, 1-5 before that win on that map mode combination specifically. So their Hardpoints night and day. They went from 9th to 3rd in last 30, like Ant said, and even their search and destroy has gotten better. Top 2 retake team, and they're sitting right behind in teams like Atlanta, who's number 1, Toronto, who's number 3. Minnesota, man, they're pushing limits.
And scariest face on that screen.
I'm going Nero every time, right? Because like I feel like you could be in a spot on the map, you see Nero, you call him out, and then he's behind your other teammate, right? Literally like 3 seconds later, right? So he's hard to deal with, man. You gotta have good comms.
Nero is always moving. On the other side, it's gonna be Slasher's crew trying to track them down. Let's talk a little bit about the Carolina team and what we expect to see from a squad that was top 4 going into our first major, Allie.
What was important for them is keeping their search and destroy and control afloat, and unfortunately, it has been a severe decline. Everybody's under a 50% opening duel win rate when it comes to search and destroy, so they're sitting bottom 4 in the league. Vivid still has a .74. They've just been leaning way too much on TJ, and these other teams are starting to rework their search and destroy, and they're starting to feel those growing pains.
Gwyn was taking a little bit of heat from Envoy, but I feel like he's not the only issue. What is happening in Carolina? Have other teams figured them out, or are they starting to slide?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like what we talked about before. Like, they're working on things, right? Sometimes things get worse before they get better. But, you know, as you mentioned, like, Envoy calling out Gwyn, that's not a good sign, right? That's a sign of maybe Gwyn is playing a little bit too personal on the map, because they have had a big decline in the HP, and he's had some standout maps. Doesn't really work, go hand in hand together.
Allie, it's time to put our Easy Max stats to the test. We got a best of 5 for you. Who has the stats edge across these in the best of 5 game
I was hoping it was the best of 3.
Coming.
What do you mean you're telling me
I'll
it's
keep
the
saying
best
of 5. It's coming. There's 5 maps and modes, and here they are. Skyline, Red Card, Double Dose Protocol.
Well, there's no
We'll
balls.
close that out on Hacienda.
So that's good.
Yeah, like I said, I think this is Minnesota trying to expand their map pool. That Skyline, once again, they just beat Optic Texas on it, and Nero was the one that went rogue. I'm looking at that protocol control. I'm like thinking maybe Carolina or Ravens have an opportunity, but their map pool is just not there right now.
Yeah, I think the tail end of this favors Minnesota heavily, like games 4 and 5. So I have Minnesota in this one.
Minnesota is 6-1 in map count. I think they had another 3 wins today. Our scuff picks Minnesota.
Yeah.
Minnesota! This might be like the first time I picked them.
What number is that next to my name?
Minnesota like Biden.
Y'all back
Minnesota.
in the 40s. Catch up, everybody. It is time to get this match started. Merc, Maven, take it away.
Dude.
Gets crushed. Dude, he's so smart and handsome and talented. But listen, I'm excited for this one. I thought with this Rocker team, we kind of knew what they were, right? This gritty team, they're going to push you. 5 mats are annoying. I thought we kind of knew their peak. Maybe they could make a run to a top 4 in a tournament. But, like, now this is this team that's closing people out of 3-0, winning in 3-1. Paul X is playing better. Suddenly, maybe I don't know how. I thought we kind of saw their best in a way, but maybe not. I mean,
yeah, I mean, Paul's playing better. Still don't have a top 4 to tournament though.
No. I thought that was like the potential was there. It's just feeling more realistic that they can do that, and we'll see how they go up against Royal Ravens. I know they don't have you. I was more like saying just what I thought they were capable of. Like their sort of ceiling. No, the ceiling seems to be rising a little bit.
Stage 1, maybe you're just thinking like sort of a team catching people off guard. Some of these guys are getting hot, but it feels like they're starting to get more consistent instead of hot controlled, which is it's been fun to watch.
No, it really has. And for Royal Ravens, you're sliding, right? Sliding, and that slope is slippery, Joe.
Yeah, I think the only thing that kind of bails you out if you're a Ravens fan is that like Major 1 went pretty darn well. And there were like some big wins over Ultra and Optic. That's sort of your safe haven. The problem is that the end of Major 1 qualifiers didn't go well, right? We're starting to have some question marks. People starting to figure them out. And you didn't start off well.
Well, do you worry about that attitude? I mean, Slasher's kind of had that in the past, sort of like,
get us to land?
Yes.
Yeah,
that attitude can be an excuse, and it can hurt you, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have a lot of veterans on this team. Outside of Gwyn, that, yeah, you can, as soon as that sort of picks up for one person, it's like contagious.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that is what's happening. It very well could. I wouldn't blame them at all after their Major 1 result.
100%.
Yeah, they have to start getting some wins. You do not want to start losers round 1. And while speaking of starts, a beautiful one here from Minnesota Rockers.
Yeah, I just worry anytime excuses come into play, it's just going to lead to maybe not getting better somewhere. But we'll see if that'll be the case. A big matchup for Royal Ravens for sure. But yeah, as you said, the start for Rocker is pristine. And Paul X, I'm excited to see more. I mean, he said he's really starting to get a feel for the game. He's getting a lot more confidence. He feels like he's got his timing's down better. We had a great interview with him last week. Starts out 6-2. And yeah, I think when we talk about like how Estriel, Nero, and Gio always had these swings, these pop-off moments, like Paul X was kind of the one guy that like didn't. If he is going to be far more consistent in the respawns, yeah, his team is automatically looking like more of a force.
Yeah, I think, to put it nicely, we talked a lot about his S&D game. but nobody wants to be an S&D specialist.
Yeah, when we say S&D specialist, it's like a backhanded like compliment.
It's like a PR term. If we had S&D specialists, there would be substitutes, right? That would only come in for search and destroy, which has been a theory in our league before, but nobody wants to be that. It's just something we're saying, like, he's good at that mode, well, not really the other two.
I think we brought it up, and he's died 5 straight times since that, unfortunately. Yeah, but here we go. We'll see if he can get back going, but nice little advantage still for Rocker is at the P3. Estriel's able to keep the tracking on point, and they'll look to soak up this time, see how much they can push it out, and see if they can push any kind of flip. Picking up any kind of push through was Geo trying to, but Geo loses that fight, so you got to turn your head to look one way, and that's a perfect pinch and collapse from Royal Ravens, and you get the spawn exactly you want for Rocker. They're spawning out top left. Royal Ravens have them right where they want, but there's still 30 seconds to go, so still a lot of potential here for Rocker to make a play on the spawns.
Yeah, and you would love for Vivid maybe to find one there, right? You had that read. He was in a position with Piano spawn, because once you get that kill, you're down a man. There's a lot of openings, and what do? Minnesota Rocker. They're going to flip the spawns on the other half of the side, just off that first kill, right? Just able to find the 1 kill on the hill as well. So do a good job there, at least negating some more of this map that, well, Carolina could have. One player should spawn out here. That's going to be Nero. So you have a 3 versus 3 now around this P4. Window didn't try to take the route, and while he's able to find 2, that was Paul in the back, but Estriel's still there.
Still battling for this. This could turn out a lot better for Ravens than I thought it was going to be. There you go. Now you've got the back if you're a Rocker, and this ends up working out okay for you. I mean, yes, you got like slayed out and spawned out with 30 seconds remaining on P3. It's great for Royal Ravens. You get those 30 seconds, but Rocker, no, they just have to try and play for next. You have to try and play for P4.
Well, Geo dies. He fell off the map.
So Royal Ravens, can you keep it scrappy here?
Yeah, I think that's it. They saw that he dies and got off the map, so just right away, they just kind of hit it right through the front right away. And they're trying to keep it as messy as possible. Just, yes, this is a money hill, but unless you really get pushed out here, it's just instant pressure on a map like Skyline, but 22 seconds left. Looks like they're going to be hanging on around this 30-point lead as we head into RP1.
Yeah, but Money Hill's actually treated as such. We usually talk about it quite a bit on a map like Skyline, if you're really able to get like 50-plus seconds on it. But still kind of right back to that 30-point advantage that you've enjoyed throughout most of this if you are Rocker. Into our second set we go. Nero's taking the dive off the map in Underground.
Yeah, we got Geo, we got Nero doing it. They're having some fun.
Yeah, they got a lead to play with, right?
Yeah.
They got no vault in this one. They're confused. They know what's going on, so they're falling off the map here on Skyline. But what? You had a couple straight there for Carolina to battle back into the point. You're in a nice position for P2. If you're going to have the swing and a lead change, this is your best looking shot at it.
Yeah, nice setup here. You can see Slasher's already pushed up plat side. Other players just locking down the hill. Nero, you can see he's taking a long route through Underground number 3. But they picked that up, so Carolina finding those kills. Estriel, though, the headshot's hitting. But while this is happening, TJ, he has just been soaking up the time. Again, Estriel doing a great job, but you gotta worry about the player on the hill, and that player, as this man on your screen, finds the double. And, well, that is one way to respond to a money hill. It is hitting a full 60 on P1.
Thought this is our best chance to get the lead change, like the P1 to the P2. I didn't think it was going to basically happen in the P1. But what a terrific hold. And as great as Estriel's POV looked, with some really clean shots, it didn't amount to anything, because the plays around the hardpoint were won by Royal Ravens. Now they are out in front. Nice little swing from Royal Ravens. Let's see what they can do with the lead. Gwen's POV inside. Pre-fire nearly there to drop a second, but Vivid here to clean it up, and Slasher able to clean up the back. And look how far you're spawning out now due to TJ's position. This is everything you want and more. Where Rocker were like a step ahead throughout the most part for the first set, it's been Royal Ravens really dictating the tempo here.
Yeah, and I mean, TJ finding 1 kill, but it's also all the info, right? All right, they're not top guys. I can check down pool. They're not pushing towards pool side, so everything has to be kitchen right now. What a run by Carolina Royal Ravens. Let's go to a listening.
Don't time. He's hit old. I'm dead. In the back, no? That's fine. Stay on. Yeah, man. Okay, they're gonna be out there. Hit me on narrow. Front hall. Front hall somewhere. I got low gym. One gym. One top. Dead. That's a point outside hill. Gym near. One shot. On the hill. On the table pole. On the table pole. Drop him bang, bro. Let's go. Alright, I'm looking good. I'm looking good. They're both there. Both there. One shot. Pushing out gym. Margo, go mid again. Pushing out gym. Nice. Double shot outer fill. It was pawn. One time mid. You can still fire. I'm gonna play our side one. One shot to the right. could work this. Yeah. On the table, Paul. On the table, Paul. Item 1.
Little bit.
These tables are table weak. Nice table, so.
Nice table.
I'm gonna try to go my jumbo, let me. RGO.
RGO?
Yeah, he's throwing R.
Alright, one shot, one stop.
R dead.
One stop.
Dead.
Near.
I see him in New York. Could be a corner somewhere. Can't be
in the corner somewhere.
There's one piano, guys.
Could be hop.
Bottom mid, near dead.
Nice.
Shit.
Could be trying to run me on one shot.
Either help time.
They could be top 2.
I'm trying to hold top.
Nothing left, bro. I saw my bottom bed.
Could be bed.
They're be top on me.
I'm looking here.
One shot, bro.
Could be left now. Nero's going left. Look like. I'm trying to look here. Hop. One hop. I spawned out. Two hop.
One more hop.
Hop to you. One shot to you.
Back left. Weak. One shot in the back. One shot in the back.
Spawn there, bro.
I'm one shot. I see you, Charles. You just pre-fired me.
That's it.
They
No. Kitchen.
In the back heady weak.
Yo, one going through left. Paul.
I spawned in.
There's me 2 in the back on me.
I'm just trying
to save in the back. They're gonna shot the back, bro. They can shot the back.
Nero dead.
Stone.
In the back.
Bottom mid again, Paul. Pressure.
They gotta go top or P1.
I killed him.
Top or
They
P1.
cannot be top.
They have to go top or P1.
I'm looking P1 cross.
I'm
One shot top.
I'm waiting
P1 cross. Two top.
One drop. Dead.
Nice. I have back up.
I'm getting out, bro.
Go front for Stone.
The comms are clean, and so is the gameplay. Love that listening for Royal Ravens. Now about 30 points away from the victory, and they have shut it down here on 4th. We get ready for our 3rd set of rotations, and really just the last 5 minutes of gameplay, Royal Ravens have started taking over.
Yeah, I mean, when we got to listen, I got a little nervous because after the P2, P3 was dominated by Rocker. Paul goes on 6 in a row. They had the P4 rotation, one did Minnesota, but then it instantly gets broke. You kind of heard in the listen, they were nervous that they were going to spawn there. They didn't have back spawns, but there were 2 players still bedroom for the side of Ravens. They got those spawns. And it's honestly just been a clean skyline. This second set of rotations, both teams, whoever is in control has dominated that. And well, this has led to this lead right now for Ravens.
Just 9 needed for the dub. We'll see if they can get it to close it out. A double from Vivid, maybe going to help them get towards the point with just over 20 remaining here at P1. Paul X trying to make the plays. Another little double for him as he's battling around even. You've got to be perfect here if you are a Rocker. You got to go big if you are Geo, and he's stuck between 3 players, only able to pick up 1. Next Hardpoint getting ready to pop. You need a basic immediate break here. If Rocker can get a clean break in transition, we got ourselves a banger.
Yeah, well, not gonna happen.
Well, nope, not gonna happen at all.
Yeah, no banger at all. Instead, it's gonna be 4 dead as soon as this hill pops. P2 in control of Ravens. They find the final 9 seconds. They take map 1.
Yeah, those kills actually could not come at a better time to shut down what I was trying to set up. Yeah, they get 3 and the 4th tacked on right after. They spawn out deep towards P4, and yes, they didn't even have an attempt at it. I was hoping maybe Rocker would get a chance to break. But Rocker, I mean, you're thinking through the first set and the first couple and the second set, they're up 30 to 40 throughout most of the game. And Carolina Royal Ravens hit another gear. I love the listening because it just wasn't a ton of repeated comms. And if it was twice. There were moments of silence, which is uncommon on a skyline. I don't know, it just seemed calm.
Yeah, no, I mean, honestly,
compared to some we've heard there.
It wasn't a very chaotic skyline. I mean, even look at our engagements, we're normally a lot more than this, right?
True, especially when it's
and that's just
game.
Props to both teams because when they were in control, that just means they were hanging on to it, which we don't see very often on this map at all.
No, we're lucky.
You see a couple of hills maybe controlled.
We're 1, 2. If you're talking I don't know what your line is for that, but 50 plus seconds, 45 plus seconds, whatever it is. But there were. It felt like 5 of those.
No, it was. The second P1 that Carolina controlled when we were on board with Estriel, he was on that nice little spree, but it didn't matter. From that moment forward, it was just, whoever had control of the hill kept it.
No, that was a lot more fun to cast for a skyline when you're sort of setting up a story about a break and a nice hold, and it's not just bocage and break chaos.
Yeah, so here, P1 and P2, they take the lead. And I thought at that moment, but then the scoreboard just flipped. It was 150 to 130. We're at the P3. Rocker did a good job finally getting back into the swing of things, and it was that P4 rotation. They lose it. Carolina take control, and they take control of the game.
And on the slaying standpoint, it wasn't that crazy, 6 to 8 kills. And somewhere in that ballpark, I believe. It was relatively even throughout. But you got to be a little frustrated if you're a Rocker. considering the fact that you kind of start out strong on that map, things looking so good out the gate, and then you fall a little bit short. I mean, I think they're usually the team that comes out slow in the hard point. We always talk about their ability to rally back and make a game crazy at the end. Instead, it was kind of a dose of their own medicine from the Royal Ravens, and that's a huge map win for a Royal Ravens team that has struggled in respawn, well, struggled in the hard points, and then also your search has been on a skid here in Major Qualifier 2. Like, this is a big map 1 victory, and listen, you've had a tough test to start, right? Well, you lost to Ultra, you lost to Thieves, yeah. Like, this has been a very tough start, and now you're against a 2-0 rocker. A win here, I think if you told me those were the 3, like 2 and 1, you'd be really happy about. 1 and 2, you'd still kind of feel okay.
Okay, yeah.
Not great, but okay. Like, they need this one. Like,
yeah, I think especially because they beat Ultra on land, like maybe you're hoping to have that one won. But yeah, I mean, Rocker, just the way they've been playing, Thieves, yeah, their hard point is going to give anybody troubles.
But the Ultra one's not one like, I don't know. That's not. I'm not supposed to like chalking that up as a win for them. You know, it's
and Rocker's trajectory. It's been better than these guys, right?
Oh,
at least
100%.
So yeah,
I'd say they are both just the opposite sides of it, 100% with recent performance. So, and you look back to the last series. I mean, the one with Ultra was frustrating. I know, Joe, you weren't here on Sunday, but like they had that game 2, round 11, where like a player drops, they have to replay it. Like you could tell. Slasher was frustrated. They were frustrated, maybe tilting a little bit after that. I mean, name a better duo than online issues and Slasher. And
online issues and Octane.
Yeah, okay. That's fair. That's fair. We love you, Sam LaRue, but that
we
is
do
fair.
love him.
I remember texting at one point. I'm like, I need you. I love you as a person, but I need you to shut up on social media.
It was a great salary.
I mean, you're getting paid. What? You shut up. Oh God, the COVID years. We had some fun. Shots of our teams as we get ready for our map 2. Yeah, you're trying to stop this search skid because you saw the graphic before this. What, you were 5 and 1 in search over what Qualifier 1? Well, that doesn't make sense, does it? They played 7 matches, did they not?
Maybe that month.
Oh, maybe it was the month.
Major one?
Oh, is that what it was? Major one? I thought
I
it was
didn't
Qualifier.
see it, honestly.
It was before. It was 5 and 1. It was the month. Okay, it's the month. We saw our producers. I thought it was Major or Qualifier 1. I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense. That's only 6. Okay, so that month they were 5 and 1. Now 0 and 2. So you got more search losses in that weekend than you did the previous month. So trying to stop the skid. We'll see if they can do it as we get into red card. Gwen having a solid map 1.
Yeah, and you kind of heard. I mean, the way Rocker, you heard the devs talk about it. The way Rocker did approach this series, like they're testing their map board, trying to expand it. Like their skyline on the year is now 2 and 6. Their right card is 1 and 3. So they're obviously picking like the. Maps where they're trying to improve.
Well, that's the nice thing when you start out 2-0.
Yeah, they feel good enough that no matter what, we can start in winner's bracket.
Well, a lot of times the only teams that have the luxury of doing that are your top teams. And so sometimes the top teams get further ahead because they can do that. They have the luxury of working on maps, right? And yes, you're working on them in scrims all the time, but I think any player will tell you there's still different levels to this. There are scrims, there are online matches, and then there's land. Well, and then there's different days on land that still are different tiers. Well, maybe no aim assist, but Gio gets it back. Did a little snap, some damage into his teammate and the player, but just don't have the bodies to close it out. Ravens squawking first.
Yeah, Gio's like, sorry, dude, I have to shoot you right in your bottom.
Directly in his butthole, Joe.
Yeah, sorry. But I got my kill.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, very simple round. You take mid control, you get the A-bomb plant, and then, I mean, TJ's able to find that first blood, so... Yeah, right back to it is Carolina in this search and destroy. But yeah, I mean, that's sort of the topic. If they're going to become a mediocre search and destroy team, this Carolina roster, then yeah, trouble's brewing.
They're screwed.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they're screwed. It's like we kept saying if they could find some consistency in Hardpoint, this is a team that can consistently get top 4. But if they consistently are poor in search, this is a team that is suddenly in the bottom 6. I mean, it's that simple. And yes, search is interesting over the course of the year, especially when you're a team that comes out strong in it at the opening of the year. It's hard to remain the best search team all year long. I think it's one thing that's impressed me about certain teams and players over the years, like when you've been able to do that from the get-go and have a target on your back. People are
because when you're good at it early, I mean, people are watching your VODs, right?
Yeah.
It's sort of, what are they doing that's turning it into success? Let's try to match this. How do we counter this? And you just have to keep evolving and trying things.
And this is a game where it's hard to evolve.
Yeah, and especially when you're in need of in need of wins. So it's just tough to experiment when you have to win. And well, when you start off 0-2 in a qualifier, you have to win.
You're not experimenting too much. Head clean off. TJ making the play. Numbers to Rocker early, but Carolina Royal Ravens able to bring it back behind TJ and Vivid as they go up 2-0. That had been a 2v4? I believe it was the first 2 for Rocker, right? We were kind of chatting through SD stuff.
Sometimes we chat.
We were getting a little yappy, but no, I think they pull off the 2v4 there. TJ and Vivid. I also could be a blatant liar.
No, I trust you.
Sometimes I'm good at having like a on-topic random conversation, also following everything. Sometimes I'm not. The 2-0 edge now to Ravens. Hey, back to offense. You said kind of their standard opening with the round 1 on offense. TJ gets the first blood, and they play behind that. They'll have bomb in hand and looking to make an impact early yet again.
This just might be another 4-on-4 retake. I mean, they can work this bomb A. You're not here yet. The only difference is Rocker's going to work the pinch. Last time they all tried to wrap back through A and fight it from their side. This time, Paul and Estriel, they're going on a run.
I think one nade missed there. They tried to double nade him. One hit, but it wasn't even that clean. They get him to like 65.
Man, they know something. Like, TJ gets off the bomb. Gwyn and Vivid are turning around constantly. They're just trying to catch the timing. Estriel's going to go, though. Gio's going to find it. Well, here comes that pinch. They just took so long. I think you have to take that plant. Instead, they don't, and they just kind of wait, and they just get choked out.
Yeah, no, it was just stagnant. There's just nothing happened.
You didn't see the arrows. It was like I don't know what they wanted.
They tried to double nade Paul X or whoever it was at the opening, and then nothing really happened after that. Like,
yeah, maybe around they want to be a little bit more proactive, or someone just has to have a voice that they have to listen to.
Because no one got to their spots, really, because you just never got the bomb planted.
No.
Yeah, whether you push forward through that or back it up and wrap it, like, or just get the bomb planted, something's got to happen. Yeah. And usually, I mean, when you're a good search team, that's one thing you're obviously good at. Yes, you're great at like the little mid-round adjustments, but just executing.
They knew something was up. It's just like they didn't follow somebody.
Yeah.
It felt like someone was saying a hop-off bomb and let's wrap B, but it was way too late.
Yeah, we can't hear the comms, obviously, but
no,
seems something was up.
I made him up.
No, but I think you're probably right. Or something close to that. Nade hits on Gwyn in the back. Estriel right up the gut. He does get the trade, but the first blood technically goes over to Vivid. Estriel some nice tags into another as well. That's Gwyn that's got to reposition. He can't. So nice comms and team shot there. Is Paul X able to finish off Gwyn?
Slasher's trying to find Estriel off this angle, but yeah, Estriel's just going to wait now. So Slasher's going to try to trap him in and now has to help out TJ. Problem is they have no info maybe on Nero.
I mean, by the time TJ takes this fight, there's going to be no time remaining.
If he takes a fight. At least somebody... I heard a door. I don't know if he did.
I'm not sure TJ's going to have an opportunity to make a play towards the bomb. Well, now he definitely can't because he's dead. Slasher dies on the other side of it. No real opportunity to work the defuse if you are Carolina. Rocker needed that one. Get it back to square. Estriel's POV at 4-2 as he closes it out.
Yeah, I mean, that was a clean round in the post mine. Could have been even cleaner. Estriel's just hoping Vivid doesn't find a kill. He's probably giving the comm he's on a bomb. I think Gio died as soon as he went for that to get that trade, but he's hoping that player can stay alive. Then it's a 4v3. Bomb is down. They're able to catch Gwyn.
Yeah, he knows he's got a freebie, right?
Yeah, but even in the 3 versus 3, a great post-plan execution there from Rocker.
I need to get another monitor in here so I can see the constant data page. It's like when I have the first bloods all in my head from the get-go, I'm good. Sometimes I need to glance over at that, though. But yeah, 3 straight for Paul and Estriel. As Royal Ravens, remember last time the offense, kind of out towards A, ends up being real stagnant, aren't decisive really anywhere. This time kind of working, creeping their way over towards B. TJ's literally a worm. You can see the setup, though, inside of B. You've got 2 here.
And if Slasher finds Nero here, this could be like sort of a transition, but Slasher just stops on the minimap, and now we're fighting inside of the bomb site. And he's going to find a pick. He should get traded out, but it may not matter. because his teammates, well, they control the B bomb side. I mean, you had numbers there if you were Rocker. That was the right call, only leaving one on A. Nero did a try to catch him, but Slasher gets 2 in the round.
And TJ just never shows. I mean, he crawls the whole way there, just making sure what Paul can never see him. The second Slasher chows, TJ pops. And yeah, the fact that Slasher got one as well ends up being great. But yeah, it took a long time to develop. But TJ, I mean, I was calling him a worm. We hop off him for a second. He's right back to it. And Paul is just thinking, like, I mean, I guess you don't think the point guy is like the AR you're challenging, but he was not ready for TJ to hop up. Or
no.
If he was ready, he wasn't able to deal with it.
Yeah, you want him to stay alive. I mean, you had 2 players nearby, hoping to find some help the way we've seen sort of B being defended, but it's only Paul in there.
Looks like it's going to be a heavy assault onto B. The one guy looks to be Slasher, and then it looks like Gwen's quickly wrapping back. The other 2 players also getting active for Royal Ravens. So there's going to be numbers here, but like they're taking the long route. So you got a 4-on-2 here for a minute. If you are Rocker, you've got to take advantage of it. If you're the 2 players for Royal Ravens, you really just want to go 1-for-1 if you can. Can you get a few kills? So far, not able to do it. Slasher trying to finesse and stay up. Down to 718 HP and able to get out, but he gets chased down. And now they're like, okay, the other 2 are probably wrapping on the flank to us. Let's just go right over to A. You push through here, you know where they're at.
No, I mean, I think that's exactly the call. Just the way they were playing that. Yeah, it's just it's a tough risk if you stay. TJ, he's finally here. He's right back to spawn. Well, he's just going to die. All the timings do not go his way, and that is the risk of flanking on red card.
I mean, that's just B in a nutshell, like, or defending B in a nutshell, like.
Well, yeah, I mean, the hope is, again, I'm just not sure if they're on the same page, because the hope should be if you're going to give that up, they shouldn't be in the bomb site then, right? If you're going to flank that all the way through, they should just get the info that they're in there
and then retake 4-on-4.
And then get it, and yeah, retake it. But the problem is it felt like they were going to defend it, right, with Slasher and Gwyn there for a moment.
We've seen 2-man defenses. Like, we've seen people that hold it off, because a lot of times it's like a 3-on-2, because there's, what, 1 person on offense kind of waits for that flank or holds a little bit deeper towards camera, or I don't know, even deeper sometimes. But that was just a 4-man assault. And yeah, just 2's going to start with that. That's what I was saying. If they can go like 1-for-1, that's a win, but they just didn't get anything. I mean, Slasher was just running with his tail between his legs, trying to get out.
Got to move, though. Still limber.
Yeah. But yeah, they chased him down, and that chase just led to a easy transition over to A. But we continue this back and forth battle. 3-3 now. Oh, car is blown to smithereens. And now this, like last time, well, a little different setup from Carolina. This time they're going to get the bomb planted, at least, as they work over towards A. Last time, they like all 4 kind of grouped out in the open and never really got to spots. This time they're given the space, they take it, and they get the bomb planted.
Yeah, I was interested to see. I wonder if Estria like gets a name there, but doesn't go for the wall bang. TJ just trying to do what he can to stay alive. Dodging nades, hopping around, but his job is done. He plants the bomb, trying to set this up. The problem is, though, Gwyn also gets taken down, so your 2 ARs trying to set up camp, defend the bomb with 20 seconds to go.
Slasher does get 1. That was the player he first chowed. Paul got back to full HP, though. Astriel gets the other kill. You use your numbers after that first pick onto TJ. First blood, round victory, Rocker back out in front.
Yeah, I mean, to me, like, TJ's always going to get isolated out there, right? You're planting that bomb, and the player up top's just locking you in. You have another player backside. It can just be difficult to live there. You're hoping he gets 1 like he did the first round.
Gwyn needed to win his fight.
It's really just Gwyn.
Yeah.
He has to just buy some time, hold middle of the map so that his ARs can get in a position and just check to defuse.
Yeah, so like maybe they need to get 1 kill and still win the round type scenario. I mean, he wins that fight, that's fine, but he doesn't, and Rocker get another one.
Yeah, there's just still so much time where they can just hunt down the 2 AR players.
Yep. Over another car out in this round will be Estriel, because he's having a solid map at 7-3. And you can see everybody kind of sitting tight, hoping maybe somebody tries to get aggressive on the defensive end of it. Well, I think one had to maybe track back and pick up bomb.
Paul's trying to do his TJ impression right now.
Sure is. Now Slasher, last time here, gets chased down and dropped. You've got everybody here now. You take the kind of short wrap back. You don't go the whole way around. you group up inside, and, well, you take a dominant start in this. And, well, you also didn't have all 4 players from Rocker bunched up. I mean, that basically flipped that round on its head.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't know if we've ever really seen a great full flank. Like, it's very rare on this map. I see normally it's usually something quick through ticket. Full flanking just takes so long on red card. Round not done yet, though. 2 versus 3. Bomb is down. And Gwyn just hanging on to it.
See if Estro can clutch up before I get my thought real quick. But 1v2, just over 10 seconds to go. Bomb down. Can't win the fight. He falls. But I was gonna say, like, sometimes when they're working the deep flank, if the player on offense, like that's watching the flank, is like deep still, like towards parking or like backside lobby or something, and they get caught, like you get that kill, and then you kind of sprint and apply pressure quick. But usually they're more grouped up towards B, and then you clear a million things, and then you die.
Yeah, and that player's just like camera, just hanging out.
Yeah,
but here's that opening 2-piece from TJ. That pretty much secures the round because they get bombed down as well, right off of Nero. He gives that com, and then they just group up and close it out.
No one able to find any separation in this search and destroy.
You know, I'm sure there are rounds where like full flanks work, but
no, yeah, there are.
Just takes.
I swear, whenever you and I
while.
are casting, that we have the same conversation. Like, it just never works.
It's really just my own bias.
But I feel like you have to do it sometimes just to keep people honest in a way, right? Like it's like a football game. Like you got to run the ball. Like even if you have a good run game, like you kind of have to keep people honest, so you can set up play action. Like I don't know. I mean, I know it's not the best comparison, but like it has to be a thought, I guess. So there's at least somebody watching it. Gwen maybe looking to get active here.
This is going to be that same round. The only difference here, Slashers push up with TJ.
Yeah, true.
So you're not going to have, okay, Slashers is going to go. Again, you're going to leave TJ out on an island. Gwen's not in ticket. It's a little bit different in this post plan. Again, you're just hoping TJ can potentially find a kill, at least waste time. The problem is, though, he doesn't get either. 30 seconds left. They're working the flank as well.
Oh, my God. I thought he had won that one, but this is where the Royal Ravens struggles have been. The post plant, after they get it down at A, they are just not finding success at all. I mean, this is as clean a retake as it comes. I mean, TJ's fights within a bullet. I just think he took a bullet or two on his exit, never got back to full. I thought he had that one. Not able to do it. Well, Estriel up to 11, I believe. Nice retakes from Rocker again. What do you try to change up? Because you have a little bit
you're
of
just
it.
not getting kills.
Well, yeah, okay. Sometimes, yeah, you can talk straight.
I feel like you take the plant. Like they're probably going to do it again if they had offense in round 11.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was like, that was always my philosophy. If like we're going to get a free plant, it's really hard not to take it.
Yeah.
You just have to be better in your post plant.
I mean, you have the advantage, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can literally defend it from your spawn, like up top. So just sort of the other layers of it have to go smoother.
We'll see if it goes to round 11, if their offense, and that ends up being the play. But quickly, towards you, this time you kind of have all 4 players again. This is similar to what, 4 or 5 rounds ago, where they took the numbers, they were able to hunt down the 2 players here. Last time it was 2 on the long flank that they were able to do. Gwyn this time, though, with a nice little wall bang, able to find 1. So already the first domino goes your way. So even though you have TJ on the long route, the fact that you get the first blood makes that route not that big of a deal.
Yeah, but it gives them the info. Like, this isn't 1 yet. You've given up B. So you can just plant this if you want, if you're Rocker. They're going to try to wait this out. But TJ, he's able to find the kill. So round 11 might be coming up.
But kind of like you said, like, why not just give it up and retake it to 4v4? Do it in a 4v3 then, like, especially when you have numbers. And it helps you find every kill after that. Yep, we're going to a round 11. Nice round from Royal Ravens. I mean, really, it's been, I feel like, just great defensive holds or retakes kind of out of both teams. It's been some of the question marks on offense.
We haven't had all this sort of like this back and forth mid-round strategy game in a lot of these maps throughout the year, but this is one of them.
It's either no, it is. Well, who's got the adjustments for the round 11? Carolina took the map 1. They're on a 2-game search skid to win this. They're up 2-0, and they're feeling good about this series, but it's also Rocker, and we're probably going 5. Let's see if Rocker can win this and bring it back to 1-1. But yeah, I think this is what you were saying. I mean, they're going to give them the A plane. They're going to take it.
And I know, like, slasher teams, like, he's thinking the same way I kind of would. There's going to be your info. So here's the difference. You're not going to play flank, and you might push on through. So that's going to be the one adjustment. Gwyn is going to play up with TJ, and the rest of your guys are going to be close.
So this looks like the one round where they got to here, but then just didn't plant the bomb almost. Like, everyone was grouped up. They just never actually got it planted. The one going to pick up the flank is going to be Slasher, and he's going to get caught. So here we go again. Vivid, though, gets one. You bring it back to 3 versus 3. Okay, you took your A plant.
It's not planted for you, though.
You have not been able to hold in the post planted A. But if you're able to do it once in round 11, that's all that matters. Gwyn tucked away. Gwyn finds the kill. 3v2 now. All on Estriel and Nero. No time to work with. 18 to go. Estriel clearing, looking for the fight. Some tags in, able to win that one. But somebody's got to hop it.
He got Gwyn to his spot, though. He bought enough time. Gwyn is there. There's the player on the defuse. Round is won. Ravens winning offense.
Woo! Sigh of relief maybe there from Carolina Royal Ravens. Up 2-0 in the driver's seat. A back and forth battle there on red card. And yeah, you had to do better in the post planet A. That time they were able to. I got worried. I mean, the second Slasher tried to get back to a position deep towards spawn, and he dropped. I'm like, oh God, here we go again.
Yeah, I think that's one they'll probably go back and look after and just see. I think that's just a round he probably played with his team and just push through A, right? All 4 players and just kind of be together.
You just don't want to be caught sprinting in post plant, like when you're
right. If you have nothing on the flank. He does at times like to be sort of an island player, and maybe he's just hoping to lurk and kind of win the round for his team. But it doesn't happen. Estriel puts up 13 for the loss. It is a back-in 4th game, but Carolina winning that in that final round.
Yeah, 1,600 damage too. Now he puts out a bomb. But it is Carolina. You have 2 real, bangers. It was mostly a 30, 40-point game with several lead changes. Well, like 2 lead changes, I think, over the course of the Skyline. Then, no one found a 2-round separation within that search and destroy, literally back and forth. It's 2-0, Ravens are up, and this is one of those series where I came in feeling one way, pretty confident about where these 2 teams were, and now I'm like...
Not this way. Yeah, no, not the way we thought.
Desk.
All 4 of us in the Scuff Pick'ems went with Minnesota. That includes the community. We're all a little nervous because it's 0-2 after the round 11. Carolina Royal Ravens with the Game 2 comeback. Allie, let's take a look at the highlights. Walk me through it. Is it just TJ making the plays? Who else is showing up for Carolina today?
No, Gwyn literally just won them that map there by hitting that reflank over towards that site. Joe called it out. Bomb was not planned for them. If the first time didn't work, the second time, the third time, the 4th time, the 4v4 retake finally goes the way of the Carolina Royal Ravens in the round 11. And it was a little worrisome because they kept with the same play. Yes, you're getting the free plant, but you're not really getting creative with your setup. So you're leaving Vivid and TJ pushed up on the bomb site while your ARs are backing up and getting picked off by the Minnesota roster, who's just taking space on the map. So shout out to Gwyn. That was a huge route he made through stage to reflank that bomb and end up getting them this win.
Yeah, that was an awesome search and destroy. Really back and forth. You saw some different strategies coming out. And shout out to Joe. I heard him the whole time during the cast. Like, if they're giving you the plan, you got to take it. Something we used to preach. And that's exactly what Carolina did. And in that final round, they just kind of played tight. And by the time you get back to that bomb and figure out where everybody is, like, it's just tough to also get the defuse. You saw Gwyn was just bottom stage. Like, he's just going to be able to make a play at some point there, right? But both these teams playing some good search and destroy. And Carolina getting the train back on the tracks, man. Up 2-0, they look good right now.
It looks good for Carolina, a top 4 team looking to remain there after a rough opening week. Shout out to Estriel, though, from Minnesota. 13 kills for the L.
Tried.
Pops off on that map. Always fun to watch, but it's TJ and crew smiling after 2. Allie, what was the best moment in this game for you so far?
The best moment in this game, you have to talk about the round 11, but I know we might be drawing up some conclusions here of that banger of a Hardpoint.
Ant's got a good one for us. Let's take a look.
Yeah, let's talk about drawing conclusions here. It's pretty standard operation, big break, but just how clean Carolina do this, you guys can learn a lot from. So this is rotation over towards P4. They had a push earlier where they tried to get through, right? So this is Slasher, the only remaining player who's just playing his life, trying to stay alive while his team can get in for this re-break, right? So you see they're going to send one player over here to apply pressure, and then Vivid's going to pinch him, try to get that cleanup kill off Ode, and then Gwyn's going to go through hallway to help Slasher and pick up his right. So basically what we're trying to do here, we'll go and we'll play it in real time, is Slasher's just stalling, taking his time. You see he gets the shots down low. Vivid's able to find that kill. Meanwhile, they pinch the guy off of Ode. So what we do here is we're just going to flood around back. Simple as that, standard operation, get inside time, and then it's their post setup and how they're able to hold this. So you see everybody rotates around back here. You got a player at all just trying to make sure nobody's trying to hit through the back. You get the initial time here, but the break's coming in from Minnesota, right? So look at the positioning where everybody is and what they're holding. As soon as Slasher turns, so Slasher has this guy's back if they try to drop down low. You got a player watching up top, and you got somebody watching down low for him. Meanwhile, you have a player pinching, right? So in any situation, they're gonna be able to pick up every single angle of this and find the majority of the kills and give themselves a huge opportunity for a big chunk of time, which they then go on to get. So this is clean operation, exactly how you want to break on this rotation. And despite like players finding a couple kills, you still have the man advantage and you garner a ton of time right here, which they blow the game wide open.
Vivid goes on an 8 streak, and the Royal Ravens pull away with game number 1. They are now 1 map away from taking this series. As we take a look forward, we have a few protocols coming up. How do we feel about our upcoming maps if you're a Minnesota fan? And should you be worried at all if you're a Carolina fan?
I'll tell you, listen, if Minnesota win this map, I think they win the series. Games 4 and 5, they are great on, specifically that game 5 Hacienda. They just got to get through this control, man. You take this control, you win.
But on the flip side of that, control has been the strongest game mode in the last 30 days for Carolina Royal Ravens. So it is an opportunity for a 3-0 here as well.
And give me a player to watch from both sides.
I'm going to go with Estrio coming off of that hot search and destroy, and I'm going to go with Gwyn. He better be playing with a chip on his shoulder after what Envoy had to say.
Double dose of protocol. It starts with control. Maven and Merc, it's your show.
Thank you so much. It's a great show. We'll see if Ravens can close out 3-0 as they're looking to improve. Rocker looking to maybe widen their map pool, but in a little bit of trouble now. What do you think though about, like, I know what you said, like even the map 4, they're like 2 and 4 if we get there. Like they were clearly working on some maps. What do you think about it when it's a team like Rocker right now? We're like, okay, we talk about like FaZe maybe doing that, or something like Thieves, like when you're top teams. But when you're Rocker and you're still, I know you start out 2-0, but do you think that's a team that needs to take to whatever wins they can get? Just thinking about CDL points and where they might be battling?
I mean, it's a tough conversation. I mean, yeah.
It's like short-term game versus maybe long-term game type of thing.
100%. Yeah. But looking at control leaderboards so far, I mean, Paul leading the way, 1.39. Estriel on there at number 5. Yeah, I mean, it's just a conversation in camp. Just sort of what they want to do. Again, this could be off recent scrims. We don't. True. We have no idea.
Our assumption is usually, if we see poor records when they've played a lot, that it's a trying to spread the map pool. But it could be just we just fried them in this scrim. Like it could be
I mean, they could have 2 weeks of scrims, 10 control maps, and they might be 8-2 on protocol.
True.
Over those 2 weeks, we just don't know.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of guessing.
Yeah, sometimes I wish we just had all that data and we were allowed to talk about it publicly, but I don't think any coach would be very pleased with that.
No, I don't think so.
To map 3 we go. Ravens looking for the shutout. Rocker looking for a lifeline. Carolina to offense first. As Gwyn being that point of entry. We'll see if Estriel can play disruption now. What kind of timing he finds. Well, it ends up being a lovely timing. And now he gets to lurk, look to make plays, just kind of play off of. This is when you just sort of like shut up, listen to your teammates' comps, try to fry around the base. Little game of chess, but not able to take out Gwyn there. So where maybe you got pinned for a bit, doesn't look like that's going to be the case. You still have Polex here though, and I might just eat my words.
And again, he's been so good in control. Does get shut down by Slasher. But I feel like what Carolina have done, even in map 1, they've just. Yeah, I mean, really slowed the game down. You've had a couple of pop-off moments for Rocker, but I mean, you look at your 2 firecrackers, at least I do, as like Geo and Nero, and they haven't had like a major impact so far. Again, it only takes 1 play, it feels like, with this team. So we'll see if that finally happens.
Well, I feel like every time we thought they were going to get 3-0, we end up going 5. But now, they get their first 3-0 of the year in this qualifier. Maybe it'll be the, first they go 3. It's just gonna be one of those stages where everything seems to be the opposite for Rocker. But nice
this
start.
Might just be a team that they don't match up well against, right? Just a very slow, fundamental team in Carolina, and Slasher hitting shots like that helps.
Yeah, sort of counters the fast chaos that you want to bring if you're Rocker. Yeah.
Well. There might be some chaos. You hit a 3 dead.
Nero nearly just snapped. Yeah, I mean, he still had to get like half his HP, but he definitely snaps. Time dwindling though. You need that minute extension. You don't really have a presence towards A at all, so you gotta try and pause this over towards B if you can. It looks like there's gonna, okay, so maybe just push through. I thought maybe push through and wrap that day, but he's gonna push through and then pause it here at B. So TJ thinking kill first. Unfortunately, Paul connects with 2, and TJ instantly has to hop off the point because he's a dead man walking.
Yeah, he knows he's getting hunted. It does find a good timing though. They were watching the zip line a couple of moments ago. I think it was Paul, but Paul snaps. Great shots from him. Gio finally on the board. And while only giving up 2 ticks at A, Rocker win the first round.
Oh yeah, hell of a job. Obviously, I thought TJ had a nice little kind of snap on him, but yeah, Paul had to. Just snaps to the window. Nice trade. And I think it was some good decision-making from TJ kind of late in that round to really give them a chance, but it was, what, a Paul double right after he got his kill. And then even get to the window and maybe a chance to get 2 and give them another opportunity. Just needed teammates to get a few kills.
That's it.
These shots were clean here from Slasher.
Every time you finally like kind of made a play or got your team a bailout if you were TJ, there was the first time we were on board with him when his teammates went 3 dead. He found the next kill, but the problem is he just got no help afterwards. Got on to B, found a kill, tried to wrap out. It's just his entire team died. He's hoping to pause the clock for longer, but he just can't.
Oh yeah, he was on there for a second or 2, right? Rocker strike first defensively. A really good defensive round. Now what do they got to show for it on offense? Nero, lovely. There, the tracking from the hop off from top mid on to Slasher. He's on 5 straight in this one. And just tucked away in the corner, stopping the clock, maybe getting himself a tick in the process. He's got help on top middle, so he should be good from there. It's just a fight with TJ he's got to take. He might have taken a bullet or 2 from behind as well.
I think he's hoping to jump there, honestly. I don't, maybe.
Yeah.
But he knows sort of the timing. Like, that gunfight's coming sooner or later. Almost times it correctly. Yeah, TJ able to win that one and they deal with that.
Estriel catches a fastball to the forehead, so he's got to reposition at least for now. TJ, what kind of disruption can he do? So far, so good. He's gotten 2 in the back line. He will get traded out, but the fact that he gets 2 allows his other teammates to layer that. Now Nero's coming off spawn straight into a war. Once again, looking to trade it out. Gwyn will get dropped, but there's another body here. Now it's Slasher's turn, and you feel pretty good if all of your fights for Royal Ravens are going down in the back line of Rocker, but Slasher having an AR in hand is going to play this a little bit more cheeky than what we saw out of the aggressive subs. Well, the cheekiness is gone as a stun hits him in the face.
Yeah, he might win that first one. Get shot in the back, though. So you do pause the clock. You get on to A. Someone's push up. One just trying to protect his teammates. Does just that. And then off spawn, Slasher's going to win another one on a Paul. So this might not even give them a tick. Well, it gives them 1. So they still have a tick advantage. Estro going to try to win this gunfight, but Gwyn hits the shots. And then Vivid staying down. So good stuff from Carolina to retake.
Feels funny for how different these teams can be, like, conceptually. How similar they seem to be results-wise. I mean, the close hard point, just back and forth in the search, and now I was going to say maybe it ends up being like 2 ticks to 2 ticks, and the defense is standing strong, but what a life this has been out of Gwyn. A couple of nutty doubles, and he's on 5 straight to close it out. So despite the fact that you get shut down, your defense ends up being even stronger.
And it's kind of what we talked about, right? Like, you know, I think in map 1 where we had Paul at 6 in a row at that like second P3 on Skyline, but then you get a response to break it right away and sort of flip the spawns. You finally get Nero going in that round. He's on a 6 in a row. And normally we say for Rocker, like, uh-oh, right? Now they're all going to start going off. You just haven't had that. Yeah. As soon as Nero gets taken out, neutralized, like, then they're all stuck in their spawn.
Yeah.
Like, you've just had a response here for Ravens.
This is the new look Rocker, Joe. Consistent and steady.
Consistent. Well, that's not good.
Well, no, yeah, because you need to win maps. Well,
yeah.
Still alive, though. And, I mean, Gio's their guy that's probably, I know you said he's like your firecracker, but, like, he's probably been, yeah, well, I guess within a map he could be streaky, but, like, statistically probably been their most consistent slayer. He's only got 5 through 2 rounds. So that is, I mean, you're averaging 2.5 rounds. That is tough out of what I think is, like, your most consistent slayer. He's the guy sitting around like a 1-1 overall. And they'll need him to step it up, especially, I mean, a map like this where...
Yeah, I mean, we always talk about matchups, even, you know, between the top teams. These two haven't matched up on the year, so there's no, like, data to go off of. So this could just be a tough matchup for this Rocker squad, just a little bit different. But Nero does end up getting a double, getting them off of B. TJ just staying alive, though. Him and Gwyn have done an excellent job in these positions, but once you're done with B, you don't get that extra point or extra tick. You just transition right over to A, and Slasher's winning some big gunfights like that and plays his life. I thought maybe to allow his teammate to get there, and he does just that. That's Gwyn with a double.
Yeah, buys a little time, sets up Gwyn. Gwyn has been a multi-kill demon. He was on, what, 7 or 8 straight before he dropped. Him and TJ now both getting to work. Gwyn nearly double positive, trying to get it done around the objective now. It's like, and so, you know, he might get called out at times. Maybe he is killing hard a bit, playing a little selfish, but like, it's like if you get the kills at the important times though around the objective, like it's fine. like in this sequence here, like yeah, I mean, TJ or Slasher stays alive as long as he can, but then when you go into this spot and you take advantage of it and you go on another 5 straight, do whatever you want. Do whatever you want.
Well, and I mean, he just be ignorant to the fact he's very young, right?
Woo!
Doing the lead, but yeah, when he's popping off like that, you kind of just tell the kid to do whatever you want. Just you're winning us the round right now.
Just need 2 more ticks here at B. I don't know if the ticks are going to matter, though. It's just due to Gwyn's stretch and, well, really a full team effort. You are up 13 lives. Rocker getting punched in the mouth and talked about needing to get to a 4 and a 5 and really have a shot in the series. I don't know if they're going to get there because you're now a round away from a 3-0 if you are Rocker. And if I looked at the matches today, I mean, this is the one that I would have thought not going to be a 3-0. And if it was, my money would have been on Rocker. And I could not have been more wrong.
No, this is a great bounce back so far from Ravens.
They're looking great. They're looking great. I mean, this is going to be a real interesting qualifier because we start seeing teams steadily improve. You think about Surge, you imagine, Optic's going to start to improve being in the last spot. That's not going to stay being a thing for too long, I wouldn't think or wouldn't hope. If Ravens ends up being better than we expected, Rocker's been improving. I mean, I don't know. This is going to be a wild one.
We got, Miami. They're coming off top 4.
We
got Lunars coming in for Genomates. They're hoping to turn that around.
Yeah, I mean, let's say that's a positive thing. It's like you kind of feel like anyone could do anything outside of Falcons.
That's true.
Ravens to shut it down now on defense. They had such a good one to start off. Only allowed 1 tick. Looking to do it again.
And while you try to go off B right off the get-go, but Gwyn's going to shut that down again. Vivid's on 4 in a row. Gwyn's up to 23 kills. Trying to lose all map pressure after that. Gio just trying to get comfortable. He's just not been able to get going. And I mean, to be fair, the Ravens are shooting real straight right now.
And this is, it's just uncommon for Gio, what we've seen on the year. He's not the guy that usually has these maps, but he
Well, I mean, honestly, this is a rare series for, like, Rocker. They are normally, rarely through out.
And just, no, spot on.
There's always a little scrap in them.
Well, I mean, the first 2 maps were really tight. This one could be 2 if we go to a 5th round, but I don't know, that last round just felt so dominant. Well, I mean, the 2 rounds you've won if you're Ravens just utter dominance. I mean, you give up 1 tick, you win an offense. That's as good as it gets, and you've only got a tick and a half right now, and you're still winning fights if you are Ravens. The shots are in for Vivid. Nero, I mean, he's getting trophy kills, which is good, but you've got to get out off of this. You just have no time. 15 seconds to go. This is the last desperation effort for Minnesota Rocker. They've gotten on and paused it with 12 seconds to go. You win a pair of gunfights top mid. You're able to be elusive from Vivid to not have him get the kill. Gio, the headshot won that one because I thought the tags were there. Nice nade from TJ, and the shots are in. Lovely little double, and now your A cap is gone. So the pressure is going to come to B. The double nade's going to hit, though. Gio's going to drop. It comes down to a one-on-one towards the point. TJ has gone nuclear over at A. He's able to get 3 before he drops. Estriel, though, maybe the guy to battle for an extension. The reinforcements are coming in behind this as well. He's able to pick off Slasher. We should have an extra minute, and we do. Not a whole lot of lives left, though, Joe.
Yeah, you've kind of given this up if you are Carolina. Outside of Slasher, you contested it 1 more second. The rest of your players just pushed on through, ready to defend that B point. That is just enough. You had a 4 dead, 2 players on each point for Rocker. It just, honestly, a chance where if they get a couple of kills, they might win the round right there. But then it is such good team nades from Carolina to get them off of those points. The individual play from TJ to get them off of A. Round not done yet, though.
This is one of those rounds you can't let Rocker away. Like this might be a round that breathes life into him, honestly. Like you're down and out, 12 seconds left, and you muster up something special to get you to around 5. If you're Ravens, man, I'm telling you, close this out right now. Trophies aren't there. The nades are hitting. 2 lives remaining, and I asked them to do it, and they did it. 4 straight kills, all on Paul X. Now, he's got a sub and hand top window, and he is dead. 3-0 for Carolina Royal Ravens. And maybe that was the chance at the Rocker-type miracle round that breathes life into him, and it doesn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, that was it. Like, when they had 2 players each on A and B, they had 4 dead. And I was thinking, Carolina, which point were they going to choose? TJ just kind of bailed him out. And then when you get both those kills, B wasn't even close to being done. So some Kobe's came over top.
No, it was like 3 or 4 like double nade hits or a single nade to clean up somebody weak in those final, in the final minute or so of gameplay. So really good comms, use of utility out of Carolina Royal Ravens. A series we did not expect to go this way. It does. We were wondering if Carolina was just absolutely on that negative skid. They seem to bounce back in this. A fantastic series from them. And Rocker, I mean, you just hope maybe you're working on some maps and you come up a little bit short, but this is a surprise.
No, it is. And I mean, yeah, you can work on maps, but like individually, you just kind of had an off series. I don't know. Carolina kind of shut them down.
Yeah.
Like, just.
And you're thinking, your gut's telling you this might just be a matchup thing.
I kind of. Yeah. I mean, this is a team that likes to play scrappy. They like to play messy. And just even right there is the end of that round, like, Minnesota's not hoping not to get double naded off that B point. Like, Carolina might be a team that is loading up and going over nade spots on the new protocol B point. I don't know if other teams are doing that. I would hope so, but they're a team that's going to hit all those nades.
No, they were hitting the nades when they needed to, absolutely. And, well, they get a much-needed victory. No longer winless on the qualifier. Ravens take it. Now, Desk, chat about it.
10 more points for Carolina, and that opens the door for Miami to jump Minnesota today. But we owe Carolina an apology, and we should start with this, man. He earns your Scuff play of the game. Gwyn in control with takeover mode.
I mean, he was takeover this whole series, if I'm being honest. But yeah, it's Gwyn that saves it. Not only in these early rounds, but in that final round, I mean, it was Gwyn that ends up, or no, excuse me, it's actually Viv that finds 3, but it's Gwyn that goes 28-17. What a clapback after getting kind of called out by Envoy in their previous match versus LA.
Yeah, man, this is why in the pre-show, we were talking about Carolina. I said, don't panic. Like, things will get worse before they get better. And this is what better looks like, right? Like, went over the Hardpoint, some super clean breaks. Obviously, Protocol had a big change to the B zone. You saw their adjustments. They're able to play really well still. They had Gwyn and TJ just in the base slaying. They're on defense, just working out great. As Joe mentioned, nice nade picking up 2 there. But yeah, Carolina, man, across all 3 phases looks so good in this series versus Minnesota, who we were ready to say is pushing top 4.
Minnesota started off with the opening round of control, and after that, it was the Ravens. Let's take a look at some of the best moments, not just from Gwyn, TJ chiming in, and as you said, Vivid having a much better day. The major was a fluke. The eye has healed, and Vivid is shooting straight again.
And not even a fluke, Vivid actually, like, what's funny about it is that at the major is when it felt like he started to make a big turnaround. I mean, there were points where he was the sole leader when it came to Carolina Royal Ravens on land. So for Vivid, huge ups to him to continue this consistency, hopefully moving forward, but also big for Carolina Royal Ravens to stop the snowball that was their loss spree. Again, they were on a 6 hardpoint losing spree, going up against a team in Minnesota Rocker that not only would love a small, comfortable map like Skyline, but just came off of an insane win versus Optic Texas.
Carolina takes this series, and we are going to be joined live in the winner's circle by a very special guest. Vivid, welcome to the show. It's great to see you guys frying after a struggle in week 1.
Yeah, feels good, man. Had to have a tough week of practice, lock in and get ready for these next 2 matches this week.
Vivid, it's tough when, you're so good at search and destroy and control at the start of the season and everybody starts to kind of catch up. What has been y'all's focus when it comes to search and destroy? Because it feels like in every category you guys started to slip a little bit, but today the defense was insane.
Yeah, I think it's just like staying ahead, coming up with new ideas and just like different variations of what we like to do. Because I think when we're just playing S&D off instinct and like in situations we're super good, so it's just like getting into those situations and not getting blooded every round and just rounds being over in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Viv, what would you attribute like those first 2 losses to? Because when I kind of looked at it, it was like you guys, you know, top 4 placement, but you're trying to get a championship, and it just felt like maybe things get worse before they get better. What do you attribute it to? What happened in those 2 matches?
I mean, we were all sick for a bit, so our scrims were kind of going bad. We were all sick trying to play, so like that definitely didn't help. And then I think the game is changed a little bit, and we were kind of late to adapt to it, and we had to like realize that we had to adapt instead of like trying to force stuff.
Okay.
Vivid, who is the most entertaining player on the team? Who's got the best comms?
Comms, Austin. Entertaining in a funny way, Teach.
I got a follow-up too. I want to hear from you and your camp. After Envoy calls out Gwyn, does that affect him at all, or you guys as a team? Like, how did you react to that clip and what he said?
I honestly didn't even I saw it, but I didn't care about it at all. And I mean, I think Gwyn played pretty good today, so.
Hell yeah.
Gwyn shutting up the haters. Congrats on another win, Reese.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Carolina moving up the standings here for our Major 2, and we still have 2 more matches. Allie, for anyone who missed the opening games, they just woke up here on a bright and early esports morning. What they miss?
Me too. You missed it. Carolina, absolute masterclass. They've gotten better and they stopped the snowball, and hopefully the Ravens keep flying.
Minnesota just aren't a 3 o'clock team.
It's because I picked them,
They're
bro.
late night demons.
Minnesota for the first time.
Minnesota need to wake up earlier, bro.
Wake up earlier, Gentlemates, featuring Lunars for the first time, taking on Miami Heretics. Can the Heretics jump Minnesota in our power rankings? Time to find out.
Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
The Esports World Cup is an official partner of the Call of Duty League.
Again, absolutely. Give them all 4. Contestants in. Neptune finesse. Oh my God. Back up the stairs. Oh, no way. Yeah, I mean, Dashy has no idea where this guy went. Hello. And now he's might win the round. Are you kidding me? Seconds to extend this lead. Maybe one more chance at this. It will be Neptune, but it's done, and the going to be on point for Abizi. That's going to be another 3 in a row. Make it 4. Abizi with some great shots, some great slides, trying to find 6. Finds all 4, does Abizi. 6 in a row. My man's popping off. Able to make sure 04 stays alive. Cramp working on the extra minute. Doesn't fully get it. The contestants in. Neptune finesse. Oh my God. It's 2 Neptune. Oh! What are we talking about? Neptune, an absolute takeover moment at the very last second. Plus, Richo trying to get the good spawns, and they're just hitting 3 dead. Nobody wants to hang on to it except for Linz. He doesn't have P4. Did he do it again? Absolutely. Give them all 4. What is in Linz today? What do you have for breakfast? I want to know.
Rocker, it is more than their game to lose. I mean, they got a massive lead right now that they have been able to accrue. They've got full control. Rocker in the driver's seat. Lucky looking to get the late minute pinch. Not going to happen. Wait, it's Super and Rinkor, the heroes for the Heretics. Surely there is no way, Miles. This is not going to happen. Not a comeback this large. Not in this kind of moment. Hold on. Still Rinkor with them kills. 10 for the win. Heretics are doing it. How's this for Grit? They're going to get it done. The last set, Geo for 2. The slide's rolling through. It's the contested. Geo gives you everything, but the new man on the block, Super, hits you with the nade, gets the dub.
The 2025 LAG Team Pack is available right now. Each pack includes home and away operators, as well as this weapon camo to assert your royal will in the lobby. Next time you boot up, suit up at the in-game shop.
Heretics knocked out the team that just 3-0'd Minnesota, but recently they had to play with a fill-in. Today, Metals is back, and he's taking on a new face for LAG. Let's start, though, with the Heretics. What changed for our Spanish team? Because I felt like all last year they were on the cusp of finishing top 8. Yeah. Now they're a guarantee for top 8, I feel like. And the question is, are they playing for top 6 or top 4?
I think they're playing for top 4. They're trying to win championships, Chris, to be honest. I mean, you're talking about a team at this last major. You can see the energy in the video right now. Like, Rencor, huge addition to this roster. Like, his slaying ability, he can go with the best of them. Real last year, Ali, he was like one of our favorite pickups when he got added to the roster. And then they figured out their search and destroy. The control, though, is what needs to change if they want to win a championship. If they don't have Vault in the series, it is a guaranteed map loss. So that's the one issue I have with them, is it's their control.
They just be giving up too many lives. And their control, their attack is just awful compared to the rest of the league. And like Ant said, there's just no map pool there. And what's hurting them right now is that their S&D is also hurting them as well. The S&D wins have been in really narrow round 10s and round 11s. And they've got the worst defense in the league in search and destroy, which is funny because on the flip side, that's their strongest suit when it comes to control. So still some work to be done for the side of Miami. But again, their last match was with a fill-in with Super. He did his best, but we felt the pain missing of Metals.
Metals, the first blood man for them back in Madrid. What is his impact in the game?
Yeah, I mean, like, the guy can do it all. He plays aggressive, right? We've seen him have some huge moments, like you said, in the search and destroys. And to Ali's point about the map pool, I think they need to start playing Vault, right? Everybody's playing Vault now. If they can get in a lot of series. They've been 0-3 on the season. It's just an aggressive map where I feel like they can find a lot of success.
On the other side of this matchup, there's a team that has a 44% win rate, but they are in 11th. LAG has been riding the match struggle bus, unable to finish game 5s despite some early wins in their series.
It's rough. They're 0-5 in game 5s on the season, 0-2 in the last 30 alone. I mean, their last 2 matches versus Boston and Optic went all the way to a game 5. So that's what you're hoping to bring in Lunars for, right? But that's the struggle because S&D isn't really his strong suit either. But the Hardpoint on the right, on the good side of things, is unreal for LAG. 3-0 map number 1s. They went from number 7 to number 1. They're 5-0 in this split. So at least they have something to write as their own now.
Listen, I love Lunars getting brought to the league. I think that whole team, you know, even Craze, that's my boy, came up through stud fan mates, kid's a beast, bring him up to the league. Anyways, next point, Lunars deserves to be in the league. It is a weird change, though, because search is their issue. And I talked to some of the players that were on that team. It's like, Lunars is an amazing respawn player, not the greatest search player, and this team is dead last in first bloods. He's an AR player. He's not going to be the guy going out there finding the first blood. So until they figure out their S&D, I don't think much changes. They just might dominate more in Hardpoint, which they've won 6 straight.
So you asked Craze, what is Lunar's weakness? And he said
it would be search.
It would be search. Yeah. Can we look at these numbers, though, from the pre-show? These broke my brain because he's top 5 in every category.
Yeah,
these are the best of challengers, and he has the highest KD.
Let's put it into perspective, though, right? It is challengers, and they were the best team. We just saw Neptune come in and fry, so he has amazing people around him, and he's a phenomenal player. But when we're talking about search, the issue is their first bloods. Is he going to come in and be like an SMG demon getting first bloods? No, he's an AR, and he's not a super fast-paced one either, right? So I'm excited for Lunars. I think they can steamroll in their respawns, and they can get better, but search is the issue.
I mean, slaying was never really a problem for this team. I even have it written down. Like, Williams has a 1.14 in Hardpoint. You know, you just saw the numbers from the side of Lunars. Like, slaying has never been the issue. It's the way that they are approaching search and destroy right now. And that's going to be the biggest question mark throughout the entirety of this stage.
They've won 5 straight Hardpoints. They're low-key been piecing in HP.
They benched a world champion, bringing up a player from Challengers. Does it work? Vault Hardpoint is game 1. We go to protocol for search and control. We'll see red card for a double dose of Hardpoint and search and destroy game 5. Looking at the numbers, I know both teams have similar map success records. Who has the edge in this best of 5, though?
I'm looking at that map 1 Vault. LAG is 0-4 in it, and they are undefeated in map 1s right now. So I'm feeling a little weird. Maybe they're trying to test that map pool a little bit, but Miami's not that good at it either.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to make Lunars comfortable, man. He probably loves that map. I think he's going to have a big series, but I'm still going to go with Miami. I think Miami take it.
Allie?
I'm going to go with LAG. I'm going to go a little with my heart here, and I want to see Lunars have his first win.
Honeymoons?
Honeymoons?
I think we're still in the honeymoon phase. You know what? I think they're fun. Let's ride with LAG today. The fans are going Miami. We got split decisions here on the desk. Miles, how do you feel about this shift? Woohoo!
Handsome, man. You guys look good.
Did we talk about this much? I don't think we did. We're just more excited about Lunars being in the league. The debut of Lunars. And of course, for the folks, the more astute viewers, yes, Chance isn't here. Everything's fine. He's actually getting a Brazilian butt lift. And none of us can wait to see the results. Can we, Shift?
Looking like a Ned Flanders in a skin tights, ski suit. And I got to do my best to bring my Chance sweater energy today. That's just all I'm looking for. Maybe I'll lean back in the chair a little bit, get a little bit of casual analysis going. But you're absolutely right. This really is all about, is this Miami team kind of now with the hangover of having to play with Super going to be the same squad we saw in Madrid? And on the other side, it's just, can we see something really special from one of our only actual rookies in the league this year, outside of course the Vegas team, with Lunars setting up his debut. And I will say this weekend, I think Lunars could absolutely show up and show out with the schedule that he's got, playing both this Miami team and then Vancouver later.
He does get a nice warm-up, a nice run into the league before things get super duper serious. But we'll find out, folks. Again, LAG, we're going to see how this change affects them. And of course, the Heretics are healthy and fighting fit Metals. Super had a fun week, though. It was nice to watch him again. New players coming in the league, causing issues. The man has continued to cause issues. Rencor, see who's gone ball.
Yeah, and I think the thing about this Miami team that was really kind of special about their Madrid run, outside of the fact that the run existed in the first place, was it looked like the same team we saw in the very beginning of the season, where they're playing with tempo, playing with speed. I don't know if it's just a little bit of confidence with Rencor now finding that little bit of a spark, but regardless of it, you've got Metals back into the picture, looking to see if they can kind of keep that SMG presence alive here on Vault, which they've done so many times before.
It's so far so good. And again, congrats there to Lunars, right into the hard point, find himself a couple of kills in the league, and always nice to start things off on the positive. And over to Kiz, who's holding this hard point admirably. Lovely shots here as the early time going here for the LAG mates. No complaints so far, Alan.
Yeah, and I think the thing about Lunars, and I know the desk talked on this a little bit, expect him to be largely running an AMS, but I think the thing about it is in the last 2 years we've seen Lunars, he's played on squads where he's not been the dedicated AR, so he can flex into an SMG, and you're seeing that immediately. A 3-sub setup here for LAG. Sky's locking down the more normal role that we would have assumed for Priesta, where he's playing the lockdown AR, and it's working out really nicely for LAG. A little bit of trouble getting across the map here to flip spawns, but 26 seconds on P1, you'll take that.
Yeah, go South Heretics set up for New. They've got themselves kills on the pitch. They've got hard point time now going their way. Lucky the man in the time. Not a kill to his name yet, but that's fine. We'll let that slip. Over to Metals, back into the game. He's looking good. He's got perfect awareness where these players are coming from, but Lunars, once again, 4-2. A lovely start for the rookie.
Yeah, looking really solid, and this break attempt can now start to amass from the front. This little spawn out here for Miami will allow Real to try to hit a little bit of a pitch, but he's here a little bit late, or maybe he's either just in the nick of time as he's able to find himself too. Little shimmy, little shake. He's got help on the way, and that'll be enough for Rencor to hold the line.
Ole holds the hard point still Heretics. Not the lead, though, Alan, to be honest. Statistically, not theirs. It's still in the hands of the LAG boys. And with that, the lead changes. Heretics doing what they can now to rotate over towards New. Also lucky, the man of the moment. He won them the P2. He's looking to win this one. The Metals is technically 3 in defeat.
Yeah, it's going to be enough for at least the scrap time and, of course, the flip of the map, which is most important here for Miami. You know, again, just kind of looking at how these two teams have played on this map, it hasn't been statistically strong really for either side. A lot more reps for Miami, though, and I think the biggest thing about it was we saw them find a really solid win against Optic, one of their best maps at the time when they were playing in Madrid. So has to be something about, you know, going to something you feel confident about and just kind of polishing on the small things, which largely have been on rotation. So good moments here early for Miami to keep this thing tight.
They could break out of LAG as well. These guys looking solid. Over to the time we go. Kiz trying to push that front line forward, not just thinking about this time, thinking about next as well. What a snap. Good kills there from Lucky. Hardpoint still very much in the hands of LAG. Another lead changes on the cards here. It's a back and forth Hardpoint, and lovely awareness from Skies there on the pinch. For your boy Lunas though, 7 and 4, having a good time. Shout out the stud fam.
Dan, I think a lot of this for Lunars is he knows what role he's fulfilling already in this group of 4. You know, again, swapping off the first 2 Hardpoints from the SMG, now running the second AR. He's just cutting off all these rotations from Miami. It gives so much freedom for Skies just to step up into the Hardpoint and allow an opportunity for him to actually establish some actual rotational concern for Miami. So really good stuff so far from LAG in terms of getting Lunars in the mix and finding him a role. But Miami, once again, very strong on rotation, set up for P4. Now it just comes down to can they hold?
Yes, another 3 in a row now on the rotate. But it could be another break right now from LAG, mates. Here we go. Metals, you're up next. Good shots into the first man, not anything into the second. That's going to be the break in the point there. LAG mates are in. Lucky wins the rotation, loses the next set of gunfights. LAG are in.
Yeah, this is absolutely brilliant from LAG. I mean, it's been break after break so far in our Two Money Hills, but they've done it to near perfection both times that we've seen it, and they've done it on their first attempt as well, which is, I think, somewhat miraculous considering the strength that P2 and P4 naturally have. Trying to find the re-break, though, is Miami. They are going to have an opportunity to block spawns with Rencor playing around the back, but he's the last one standing.
That's a tough one. Again, it's Lucky, the first man in with an aim's not ideal situation to be there for the Heretics. It's a little mixy, and the boys are looking good, though. Here we go. LAG. Opportunity now in the first set to close it out strong, and they've done that admirably. Looking towards P1 again. The second set of Hardpoints now upon us. Everyone looking fantastic. Shift, again, honeymoon phase, a very real thing. That may be all dead, and it's good spawns for new, but it's hard to get past this, man. LAG looking strong off the rip.
No, and I think the thing is, again, they haven't actually really won a rotation yet. They haven't had a hold. It's been all on breaks, which, again, coming into this is one of the worst breaking teams on this map so far. And again, their playtime on the map has not necessarily been large. It's been one of their weakest maps overall, but it's just how quickly they're getting an idea of here's our setup, here's how we try to break these spawns, and simultaneously they're breaking spawns with also breaking hills. So yeah, it's only about a 25 or so point game. It feels tight, but LAG really throwing around some weight in the wake right now.
Yeah, one solid hold is going to see that lead get much larger for the LAG boys. That could be the difference maker. So far, though, Heretics late breakdown. Going back to what we saw in the first set, the first go around, Heretics looking towards that P2 control as well in the next 10 seconds as the back and forth in the kill feed goes. Again, P2 looking good for the Heretics. They've got a solid amount of time here, but not enough to get the lead. Scrap is not keeping them healthy enough in this fight.
Yeah, Lynn's just going to try to finesse this little 1v1 on the exit, but once again, this is Miami in a picture-perfect setup. Just comes down to do they get a read on where LAG are coming from. That is helpful. Lucky for the first, he's able to turn around, find the second in the same breath. Rencor shuts down Kismet, so this little delayed, staggered hit from LAG completely shut down, and now Miami have an aggressive zone in front of the hardpoint.
Yeah, look at Rencor, that front line pushed way out. You're going to get kills all over the place here. Good reads out of Lunas, slows them down a little bit. Here comes Lins. We're starting to get a little hot, boys. Here we go. Last player's alive on the point. Metal's trying to reinforce. Tags are in. LAG mates with another super break and 25 to be had.
This is mind-blowing how LAG are coming off of what was an absolute dismantling of their initial break attempt, and to so quickly get into P2 with essentially a 4-for-1 exchange is unbelievable. Little counter break here for the scrap time, but that's kind of non-negotiable for Miami as they're once again doing the exact same thing they did the last time they're here. Get over to Art first. This time, though, there will be a more heavy contest from LAG. Skies and Lins trying to break down this setup around the left side of the map.
Yeah, it's early time, but it's not enough to get the hold. Good 3 dead there, and you've got perfect eyes on Skies, so now you know where he's coming from. Eyes on the next set of spawners. Spawn's not going to get that crazy again. Rencor on the assassination attempt here from Skies. Lovely work. That's the left side of the minimap. All good. LAG, you're doing what you can to try to get back in the lead. Let's go for a listening with a new squad.
One shot, okay. Yo, you got RP3. He went to con. Okay, we're lucky. That's con. Okay. Looking for his con. He's con still. Right here. I don't see him con. Dead. I saw him. Should be another. I have lights. One's a red. Right corner. On his twist. Out of gun. Weak. Out of palms then. That's still top gold, yeah. He was like red. Close red, Real. Then, yo, one shot line. Real, one shot. Nice, shoot up. Try to lift. One light. That's one back. Okay. Gold on me. Nice shit. One's a gold.
Okay, I hear you.
I'll see gold. Give it to the back. They give it back to Lamar. They give it to Lamar. Nice. Miss one more. Nice. Lamar. One shot on the back. Right court. He's back gold. He's on the back. He's like close right court.
Nice, good shit.
Nice, elbow in the back, middle, one shot back. Show me, middle's weak, Cider in the back.
On time, weak.
Turn side up. Okay. Cider in tail. Cider in. Cider mid. Middle's weak, and one puts out Lamar. Nice, close square.
Are they going right? I'll see any round. Taking it straight right.
Only 20 on this
car. On the car. Bottom hill, one statue.
Okay, I hear you. I'll see statue on tail. Yeah, they could get back. Could be back. Someone about? I didn't say anything about. They're taking space. Okay, I have the back. Yo, hold back. Come on back.
Oh, you're right. I gotta hold the van. Van, one shot, lucky. Middle's absolute.
They're getting right. Get right. Top.
One's behind us. I got a shot. Right.
You can light
I spawned out.
I have a close.
I hear you.
Nice shit. Focus on your pool.
I ball.
Lights on me. Real back.
Open.
Pull me. He's done.
I hear you.
The lights on me. Might jump up.
Yeah, could go right. Could go right.
Name back.
Okay, yo, and the ball.
Yo, pull money. Nice. There was one. Pull it. Ball maybe.
One shot.
Ball maybe. Take your time.
Well, despite the fact that he's nothing to do with either of these orgs, or he's even played in this game, Lamar has a call-out.
It's just one of those things, man. Your legendary status can transcend whether you're active roster or not. It's just been one of those things. And, well, I think the thing about this game, it just continues to be the same thing we've said over and over again, whereas LAG, their break efficiency has been great, but it's just down to the fact that they have yet to have a single hold opportunity. Now you're starting to get an opportunity on this rotation where they may get their first. Real working to be a bit of a nuisance, but he's shut down. First chance for LAG to actually set something up, and it comes at a critical time in this game, Miles.
Yeah, there's 2 1v1s back-to-back on the P1 where Lunas wins a 1v1 to stay alive. That's huge stuff. Keep that timer ticking, fellas. You've won the rotation. You've won the P2. Just get your ass in that point. See if you can soak it away. Metals can't get anything done through the front. Sky's getting kills on the side as well. Lunas in the pool, but it's a break, and you're inside, and things just got squirrely. Heretics still alive and kicking. Lunas out of the play, and it's all down to Linz. Last man in the back. Can he win the fights? One more. No. Real closes the door shut. We're over 200 points.
Hey, we need something from Kismet here on this pinch. He's taking the long route back through square. He knows his teammates are likely to get trapped up on this backside P2 hit, so he has to hit this pinch, and he needs to hit it now.
Time to send it right to the back door, lads. Lucky finding his. Trades are there. Metal's there on the pinch. Faster, furious, into the time. Skies wins it. 15 seconds here on the scrap. Alan, you'll take it.
Absolutely the case. Real's going to fight for the last 10. I mean, every second's going to feel like a great second, especially if you can turn it into a double, and that's now all 4 down. Another moment where, again, you take a look at the minimap. Miami do what they need to do on the old time, but they've also set themselves up with leader's advantage to at least have the rotation win to P4. Again, it's a minute away from now, so you can't get too cautious, but at the moment, Miami doing everything they need to do to win this game.
A nice time, though, from Guerrillas, mate. Get yourselves in the time. Find a sneaky corner. Real going to be on the pinch. Here he comes. Can he stop the timer? He cannot. Gets in and out, though, causing problems. Trades either side, and here comes a mid-map hit, though. Gorilla Mate's trying to slow this down. Oh, what a kill. Trades are complete, and the hard point on the Heretics.
Yeah, it's looking like this very well may be the last straw here for LAG. Spawning to the backside of this top building. They need to find a way through, but Metals has already cut off one.
Here we go, straight over to the point again. Linz is in, finding time. Mid-map, not a safe place to be. Real sending it forward. Can he get a kill out of this? No. Oh, my word. The mates are back in.
If there was ever a time for LAG to win a rotation, Miles, how about right here? How about right now? They're starting to send Skies on rotation to get there early, but the problem is there's still a lot of time here on the old border point, and that's not good news. It's going to get Miami to 247. Skies has to win a 1v1 into the new hard point to extend this map.
He's been spotted out. Here's the call out, and there's going to be the kill. Real sends it. That might be the end of the game right there in a single moment. Kismet has made the entry towards this rear hard point so many times, but it's not going to be another. Heretics, you started strong. You kept it going the whole way. That's map 1.
And it's just, again, it feels like a broken record situation without question. LAG, impress me, why don't you, with your ability to continually find early and quick breaks. But how many times have we ever said, you're going to win hardpoint by continually breaking? It just doesn't happen. It's just not one of those things that you look at and say, if you find yourself continually breaking, you're going to win a map. You have to put together some sort of a rotational win, and it just never really came through. The most successful hardpoint we saw for LAG was on that most recent P1, where they just had a really bad time breaking through P4. It was really, really clean in terms of how Miami put together that hold late, as it got a little bit nasty with Kismet around the backside of the hardpoint. So yeah, you kind of have to default for playing for rotation to P1 1v1, but outside of that moment, there really wasn't another single instance where you saw LAG making the right moves on the macro side of the map to get themselves in position. That last P2 may be an opportunity, but it just got a little bit too messy with their setups, and I think we might see it in the replays here. Lunars just gets a little bit caught inside of the pool. He's supposed to be the one watching the front doors, and he gets kind of a little bit lost in terms of helping the setup, and that's eventually what allows Miami to take this win.
Again, questions into how long they've had this team change in mind, how much time has Luna's actually got in there with the squad to talk through these little things, but not bad showing altogether. I mean, I think I'm happy enough with what I've seen out of the Guerrillas, mates. Again, it's tough to compare. I mean, Priesta, a world champion, has had ups and downs with this squad. Certainly more downs than ups, hence the change, but hey, we'll see what Lunas can bring in the S&D. Not statistically what we heard Alan as his best game mode, so this might be real tough, but against the Heretics, you never know. They're not exactly amazing at it either.
It's one of those things, like, I don't know, when I look at like how Lunars has played in the last 2 years of Challengers, maybe his like statistical worst mode, but like it's not like he's miserable at it. He's an incredible search player, and I think a lot of the things that I remember kind of looking at that Amit Brooklyn team from this year, as well as kind of looking back to the teams that he had played on, the Anarchy team he played on last year with Cruz and those guys, is that he can add the other SMG to the mix and bring a little bit of tempo, which just kind of based on watching LAG in this map compared to when they play with Priesta, it looks like that's the idea that they want to try to go with, is bring in somebody who can maybe step on the gas just a little bit more. And I mean, technically speaking, they were successful in that, right? I mean, they were able to put together very quick, very concise breaks. The problem was rotational focus was just not fully there. So it's just one of those situations that, again, like you mentioned, it'll come with time. It'll come with a little bit of learning. But when it comes down to focusing on what Lunars brings to Search and Destroy, I wouldn't sit there and say like LIG is going to get worse at Search because he's in the mix. It's just going to be a different identity in terms of how they're going to play Search, I think, compared to when Priesta was in the lineup.
We're still very much in a honeymoon phase as well. You never know what you're going to get in these CEO matches. Not even us, who have got all the stats and occasionally the scripts in front of us as well. A couple of protocols followed by a red card hardpoint. I think the red card's a scary one for me, Alan, as well. Just based on the way Vault plays, it's quite a structured map. It's quite sensible when it comes to rotations. Early time tends to get the win. Probably the same thing there with red card. Might not be the best situation to be in if you're an LAG Mates fan. But good place to be if you're liking the Heretics, guys. Well done.
Indeed the case. And this has been, I think, fun to see another team kind of throw themselves into the mix when it comes down to maybe contender title status. You know, I think with run through Madrid, they were beating everybody they needed to, and it was a very difficult schedule, all things told. So it's, I think, refreshing to see another name into the mix, because I think in the history of this Heretics roster, there have been times where it's just like, yeah, they look good in this particular part of the stage, but we don't see it carry throughout an entire month and a half, 2 months phase, let alone beyond that. So this is kind of a fresh take in terms of this iteration of Miami finding some good consistency. I mean, you had Modeled Metals and Lucky, who have always been a part of this roster in some form, but the addition of Real last year and now the follow-up with Rencor in the mix makes this feel like the most concise Spanish roster we may have ever had in the league. So very exciting stuff. Just comes down to what Ali was mentioning on the desk. Can they clean up what they bring to the Search and Destroy? Because they are one of the lowest ranked teams in Search overall, and a lot of that is because their opening first duel rate has been miserable. The only good news here is that they actually rank first in opening first duels when it comes to this map in particular. So this would be a hell of a way to try to help boost up that stat category in this map too.
Good luck, lads. Not that you'll need it. I'm sure you're well practiced and well rehearsed here on the mode. This is how the Major 2 qualifiers have gone from Real at 1.67. Again, great. Opening duel, 50%. You'll take it. Can they translate that into some success, though? Not great on the defensive round statistically. Keep an eye out on those for the Heretics. And we're sticking on board with Real, who's going to fly through mid and eat an aid.
Yeah, that's more than eating a nade. He's got that for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He also gets stunned, so his regen will be delayed just a touch. Rencor just making sure no one plays through the elevator side. That stun will not land as focus is over towards B, but honestly, LAG have a pretty solid read on this at the moment.
This guy's first blood certainly helps. Metals can't get away with his life. Nice shots out, Lins. Doesn't let those shenanigans go any further. Just a minute to play now. And Real still finding something. Here we go. Another kill to his name. Sorry, his first. Take it all back. Luna's on the trade. 3v1.
Yeah, I love this from LAG. I mean, the opening defensive nades land, so it gives you a little bit of breathing room in front of your building. It allows you a chance to kind of back up your SMG and Lins to try to make sure that sidewalk play towards B stays safe. You don't feel like there's an immediate threat down low because you did have a player pushing forward over towards elevator. You also see Rencor's stun come down the elevator shaft, so you know there's no aggression there. So really good evaluation off the info that you've been given here for LAG's defense, and now it's just down to finding Rencor.
He might be spotted out here. It's the gunfight. A lovely snap, but Guerrillas, mate, start to finish. A solid round. See if we can keep it going, though. And again, against a team like the Heretics. Relatively unpredictable, fast pace, but getting confident now. I feel like that's the key for the Spanish teams. Confidence indeed. This is our first blood.
Yeah, and again, this comes off of the ability for Skies to know that there's a nade that gets landed on top of Gun, so he doesn't have to worry about that sidewalk play immediately because you know that player up top has already been hit. So, yeah, really good. I think it was like a very mature defensive round there from LAG off the get-go, helped by the fact that you get the information with the nades. This round, we're not bothering playing for the bomb. Instead, we're going to look for our own set nades once again. Skies tosses a stun and a nade and then heads back to get the bomb.
It's their first day. It's okay. I was going to say, Kiz thinks he's got the B-bomb. He's got nothing. Renkor with the classic spot out here by the helo. You can see it nearly all, and he spotted Skies as well. Skies, no stranger to a long-range highlight play. Great damage either side.
And he's just trying to kill a little bit of time here to maybe see if Lins and Lunars can feel something out over towards the front door at A. Metals is the one watching this, but he's just playing contact. Can't contest with an SMG. So as soon as he gets the info, he re-wraps back through Spiral. But Lins, I was about to say, maybe he's got the jump on him. Tough gunfight from here. Metals takes another win. We go 4v2.
Skies keeps the trades going. Awkward situation to be in now. He's just dived on out, but the bomb site over by A. That's what the love is. And Renkor, he's the man handing out the kisses. Skies with a quick wrap over towards B. Should be able to get this down. Here's the plant. He's surrounded, though, by Heretics players, and they are going to dive on him quick. Skies, good luck here, mate. This is not going to be easy.
We'll have a chance to isolate onto Real, though. Oh, goodness. Mercy. Hold on.
Oh, my word.
That would have been Reddit worthy, I'll say.
Skies has been on the happy end of the Reddit clips recently. That would have been an ugly one to put on the highlight reel. Quick defuse there from Renkor, and that's going to be the equalizer found for the Heretics.
I'm wondering, was there any opening set nades from LAG over towards the helicopter? Because Kismet is just like running it down, like thinking he's got nothing but freedom to make this play. And I don't even think anyone from LAG even looked over towards the helicopter. Hard to say, but Renkor, a big round after the first, he follows up with another. And then, of course, the last bullet needed to take care of a very weak health pool on the end. So Renkor continues to be, statistically at least, putting in the work here for Miami Search.
Absolutely. A true one-shot. Back over the middle of the map, Trophy evaporated. Real still banged up. Same spot we found him in the first round, and he finds himself again. Hot water.
It's almost the exact same setup here. I mean, from the offensive perspective, at least it is. It's different from LAG defensively because Lins is actually going to play a little bit more towards the middle of the map instead of watching over towards B. So the double ARs will be the ones kind of watching towards the long side of the map. And now, as you know that Metals is playing top elevator, you're going to get an aggressive position for Skies towards Heli, and you can three-man this defense round A.
Freebie in the back. Luna's down and out. First man to drop here for LAG mates, and now straight over towards the A-bomb site we go. Full of Heretics as we speak. Immediate plant, post-plant setup is going to be very tight, and it is going to be a mix fest. Now down a man, LAG, good luck on the retake.
Yeah, and Lins is out of the picture already. You have to wait for Skies to get here. You've got Kismet taking a long route through front door. This is going to be the old-fashioned just breach and entry style here for LAG. They just need to win the opening gunfights and this exchange as they break through big door.
Can they avoid a trade? Do they have anything to throw lethal or tactical? I don't think so. Opening gunfight, Hick over the shoulders, and this dance can go on for a little bit longer, but not too long, lads. You're running out of time. Stun does not connect. Now we get on the inside of the site. Shots are in, trades are there. Man advantage still, 2v2. Last up, Skies done. And the Heretics, the writing was on the wall as soon as that bomb was planted.
Yeah, hell of an effort for LAG. I mean, it's kind of one of those, you see what's going to happen before it actually starts to develop, where all four Miami players are playing their post plant inside of PCs here. And for LAG, it's just a long route had to develop because you lost Lunars in a really odd spot, just kind of playing out towards boat and the field side. But this is a decent idea. I don't know if Lynn's actually meant to mantle there. I think he was just trying to jump to see if anyone was over the top. A little bit unfortunate, but really good post plant. Kind of protocol, no pun intended, for Miami, knowing who's the last guy that has to challenge for the clutch. Stops that 1v1 from fully developing, and Miami take the edge.
It's true, though. Also, testament to how good Kismet is as an entry. He finds himself too in that wild situation. Back over we go, folks. Barely a breath spared. Right in towards the A-bomb site. Frag cooked. Real on the cross. Lots of intel. But any of it actionable? So hard to really make a dent here, and yeah, we're out.
Yeah, first show of force, though, for either of our two teams down elevator like that. And it doesn't really amount to too much. It does move the defense around just a little bit, though, and that's a long-range shot from Skies. Playing over to Metals, just in towards this A site. So RCXD is going to be called to try to get the information that's allowing Real to peek. He finds the first plus damage into Lunars.
But the Lunars still keeping it alive. Lucky now finds an angle. Wait a minute, a couple of players of LAG just pull things out from nowhere. Great coverage. LAG with an explosive round.
I think a lot of that just kind of starts with where you find that first blood and who you find it on. You get the information that the RCXD obviously is called over through the backside at turret and this little spiral staircase, and Real obviously shows himself. So as soon as you know that, okay, if someone's playing spiral, someone's playing inside, you can get more aggressive through the field, take away that angle through the big door. It allows you to take that full challenge on the way in, as Miami felt the need to try to challenge that retake, or at least that to try to get the retake going to contest the bomb site. So again, the mathematics coming through really maturely here from LAG, understanding where their awareness is leading to advantages. So good stuff here from Sky so far, 6-2, 3 in a row.
Defense continues to be a bit of an issue here for the Heretics boys. Real once again fearless in his approach towards the bomb sites. He gets in, no problem. The attack doesn't seem to be, oh dear, I take it back. This might be a problem. Lucky, you're in an odd spot. Unfortunately, cut out there. Man advantage LAG, but the Heretics do plant the bomb.
Yeah, I love this. Is for both teams, this is just a round where both are trying to change the tempo up, right? I mean, you got Miami who full dash in for a quick plant at A, but kind of a blind counter. LAG playing aggressive over towards the offensive build and just kind of pick this apart. And now Metals and Rencore have to hope that Metals can find this timing.
He gets at least one out of it. Here comes the hit. Oh, lovely damage from Rencore, but not enough to close out. 20 seconds is more than enough for Lins to get the job done. Luna's the man on the front door. A difficult kill to be found there with the aims up close and personal, but a solid attempt there from the Guerrillas, and it all pays off. Man advantage rings true again.
Yeah, first bloods have been pretty telling in this map so far, which is good news for both of these two teams who are looking to improve in the search and destroy. But yeah, I think that's a really critical round in terms of the mind games that you're going to start to see develop, because Miami's thinking, all right, we haven't really found as much success as we would want to in the first bloods on offense by kind of taking our time. Let's try to go aggressive. And wouldn't you know it, LAG played aggressive against you at the same time. So now you're going to be sitting there thinking, well, if we do want to play aggressive again, do we need to keep someone watching the flank? Who do we do that with? It's just a lot of questions, I think, for Miami when they go back to the offense. We'll have to consider that in the next round, as LAG will be the driver of this vehicle. Lins once again down low, just throwing shoulders. We'll see Metals and say, that's all I need. I'm backing out.
He leaves though with both his leaves on tactical there, so oh, great trade. Lovely shots up from Kismet. Only the top of Real's head, but that's a man down with full pockets. That's a problem. 3v3, just over a minute to rock and roll, and the bomb is still very mobile right now by P2.
Yeah, this is really down to what does Kismet want to do from this position. Rencore's gonna get tagged. That's gonna free up Kismet. He could go up the zip here. Metals on the same front though. You're gonna push forward. That's the bomb carrier that gets killed. And Lucky does confirm the trade on towards Kismet, leaving Skies by himself 1v2.
Yeah, and he's trying to find that bomb recovery also. Heretics players absolutely swarming over it. They have identified the package, and he's been gifted one. Skies with the damage into Lucky now. The opportunity to get the recovery and possibly the plant. He's going for the kill though.
I love this. Just turn the round into your favor. Be aggressive. You know who you're playing against. Rencore at Madrid was kind of a statue in these 1v1s, and I think Skies has learned that.
Yeah, Lucky's maintaining position over by top trips. Bomb planted, and now it comes down to a duel on the bomb site. Will Lucky get there quick enough? Will timing pay off? Playing it wide. It's an AR on AR moment. Skies for the corner. Lucky with a check. He's been spotted. Here we go. Oh, it's tense. Back to square one, Owen. Bueno starts it strong and closes it all out. That's a very nice round to win.
Yeah, and I had to beg your pardon on that. It was obviously Lucky in the 1v1, but he was the one on Red Card in particular who was just holding corners in those 1v1s. And I think Skies had realized that Lucky's not going to try to get aggressive on me. So let me just put the clock in my favor, turn the map around. But this is a blessed one. COD timing, able to find Metals before he can slip out. And then this is just messy. Like, I mean, AR v AR, up tight, up close. Sky's good for the 1v2. And now things become, again, I think super mentally taxing for Miami, because you wanted to try to take the tempo up a bit. We saw them do it on defense. We tried to see them do it here on this most recent offense. But now you have to be worried about LAG getting aggressive, and this time it's Lins with an AR, able to find two.
And that's a big lineup. That's a stinker. Lucky and Rencore now have got a lot of work. Look at the spread right now from LAG. They have all bases covered. Lins, are we looking at an ace here? Possibly. Gets away with his life as well. The second man slides out, and it was nearly there. Last man, Rencor. And surely this is map point for the Guerrillas, mate. Luna's with the damage. Send it in on towards the bomb site, boys. You've got him trapped down there.
Yeah, there's just nowhere to go. Rencor will be seen. Sky's going to transmit that information back away. Don't isolate yourself. 40 seconds for Rencor to play with, and he has created a bit of time and space to work with. The problem is trying to find where this LAG defense is.
And it looks like no one could find him there. But Guerrillas, map point. Skies with a big clutch certainly helps out, but man, Linz, those 3 kills. I don't know how the first 2 went, but the last shots were superb. A man with an aims in his hand is not a bad thing at all. 9 and 3 out of Skies. Well, those 8s have been paying off.
I mean, this was nearly an ace from the firing range. I mean, he just posted up, and that's one of those that someone dives in front of you like that. That's an easy lineup. Linz is happy to take it, just playing an aggressive angle, but with an AR this time instead of the SMG, just try to find the info. And again, that's just one of those rounds that Miami, they change up. They try to play with tempo to get into A quickly, but they have to do it through field side because they're worried about that long wrap around the back. So now it's down to trying to find 4 in a row, and a first blood finally comes through here for Miami, first in a while.
That's a great way to start it. Linz, sport for choice there. Kid in a candy store. And he may have just wound up with a cavity, because right now Skies finds himself deep and alone in this 1v3 again. This time round, though, surely he's not going to be able to peel up anything too special. A minute to rock and roll, though, and he has the RC.
Yeah, but I just don't think he's going to be pulling the RC out here in this round. He still also has to collect the bomb and clear space. He's got to do that all with an AR. And if you can't take it by the candor and tone in my voice, Miles, I don't think anyone feels very hopeful that this 1v3 would come through. It would take something pretty miraculous just to get this thing going in the first place.
Yeah, we're trying to sell the dream word to Bryce Tacular, and it's a bit of a nightmare right now, Skies. Protocol is not a kind map to find yourself in a spot like this on with 0 intel. 25 seconds. You can grab the bomb, brother. But once you get this thing down, it is the dinner bell for these hungry, hungry heretics.
Very different type of board game than Hungry Hippos. I'll tell you that much.
Absolutely. Well, you said 4 in a row. There's 1.
True. It's good math there out of you, Miles.
Thanks, man. Quick as well. Very quick.
Caster math can sometimes be a fool of us, but not here, not now.
Yeah, I'll let you in an industry secret. Microphone muted. I never do the maths. I let Chance do it, ever. Like, every single time. I never do it, ever. Microphone activated. Good round there for the heretics.
That's fine. I definitely let Jay count the ticks of progress for control every now and again, too, so.
I'm good with the segments. I'm sorry there, but yeah. Microphone activated. Another round for the heretics. Here we go. Mid-map, we've been loving it.
Yeah, so this is a big one if we continue to try to play aggressive towards A. They're going to get met from a different angle this time. Stuns are landing here from LAG and pushes off this hit.
Oh, and a shot set of metals. That's going to be a first blood. Gives you a distinct advantage here down low. And there's not that many members of the Guerrillas mates in position yet to actually help out. So, go on, boys. Get in there. Maybe even get the plant.
Yeah, they definitely kept Lunars kind of in a spot where he can kind of pick and choose what he wants to do. And he has not been a part of these opening plays at this point. Guys trying to get this retake and this confirmation of the bomb going quickly. It does pull Miami off for a moment, but we're still sticking to a 3v2.
Yeah, we're not going to plant either. So now, a pensive moment. Luna's with the covering fire. Bomb planted. And this is it. The remaining 2 members of LAG on the outside. Through big door we go, lads. Tiptoe through this one. You have to win these fights fast and very decisively. Not enough hit points or players to trade. Who's gonna strike first? Skies with a wide angle. Luna somehow gets that. Okay. 2v2. Real damaged. Not enough health though to get involved, and that should be the round on the list. Lunas can do something sensational. Lovely first, but the second heretics round in a row.
Yeah, that's one of those moments that I think Skies, you see it obviously from his perspective. He's got the info, he's got the damage on the 2 of the 3, and he's thinking, okay, that's my go call. I got to get in, but I don't think he realizes that Lunars was tagged up as heavily as he was. I think they were expecting to try to hit that together, but as we swapped perspective, Lunars was down to about 30 HP, so he had gotten the brute force of some of that crossfire setup, and AR versus the SMG of Real, not going to win that first one. If he wins that, definitely a chance, but the 3v2 post plant holds strong. Miami finding a lot of success on the post plant over the top of A.
Trades, man. It's a game within a game within COD. Yeah. Knowing how to play those effectively, and not enough hit points, you're not getting anywhere, my friends. Here we go. 3 men down. Mel's a big opener there. Plenty of damage, and the bomb has been dropped in the middle of the corridor here, but you've got an opportunity still to get the recovery. Sky's letting him have it. All the audience he's got. Gets away with the bomb and gets away with his life.
The problem here is LAG don't really have any information on the other side of the map. This was a full 4-man commit, all intents and purposes, into this dive through A. RCXD to follow up. That will find a little bit of damage. Sky is trying to follow up on that, potentially. Slides out. Real's full HP, though. And this is going to be a full commit. LAG are going to hit this.
Yeah, watch out. The cone of fire. Oh, stay out of those lanes, lads. You managed to avoid all the friendly fire. Now it's a 2v2. Kiz with a regen. What an interesting situation we find ourselves in now. Can Skies cross the threshold to get the plant? He's trying. Finds more than that. It's now a 1v2 for the map.
And Real just, okay, he's able to follow up on the quick damage that was tallied on the Skies. Resets this to a 1v1. Bomb collected. Kismet's trying to hit the route. Real's going to get the read, and we're going to go more.
Oh, I don't believe it. We asked for 4. We may just get it. Oh, Vamos Heretics indeed. What a sensational round out of Real.
The fact that he gets that read is unbelievable. And now you're dealing with the situation to where we're Miami. You've got everything going for you. You've been able to successfully get the bomb down at A on your offense, hold your post plant just about every single time that you've been able to get it there. Defensively, you've held the opportunity to get yourself first bloods, but they will be on the attack. Real on 4 in a row also has earned an RCXD late. Oh, but he's gonna catch a couple of nades right in the face. No, not like that.
Wait, immediate rebuttal now from Metals here in round 11. Exchange of gunfire, but not many moves. Oh, Metals can tell there's a kill with his name on it, but he does not want to get traded out. He's got no coverage up here.
Yeah, this 3v3 is not the moment where you want to try to find something greedy, especially as the bomb carrier. And now this is just down to, do you trust that your teammates are going to be able to clean things up enough? And yeah, they're going to get a plant here at A. Rencor's already cleared out the site. LAG have given this away voluntarily, though. They have to have something queued up for this retake. Even numbers. Here we go. RC's going to hold the front door.
It's not the RC anymore. And we're going to plant the RC here. Lynn's now through big door. Sky's backing him up now, bringing the ARs of the Guerrillas mates forward now into play. Luna's, we'll get a little bit of taste of him in a moment, but now, opening gunfight. RC may have just been dealt with. Here we go, we're in the red, 20 seconds to go.
And Lynn's has to play with an AR here. He doesn't have his normal SMG for this retake now.
Oh, they got the damage in, but it's the Heretics. Vamos, they find both. Little Skies lines up a pair, but it's not enough. And the Heretics hold it all together. What a comeback on Protocol.
That's unbelievable. And talk about just the unfortunate situation where Linz is pulling this LAG passive defense with a 3rd AR. They had tried this a couple of rounds prior, and that was where Linz was in the firing range, nearly for the ace, playing over towards field side. This time around, though, it's an opening set of nades, but that was all that LAG were banking on in terms of an aggressive defense, was off of their utility. They didn't have anyone who was going to commit to playing down low. Everything was trying to be funneled towards reading information on the outsides of the map and hope that your nades would be a deterrent towards any early plays towards A. And technically that worked out. It's just the simple fact that Rencor gets aggressive, feels the gall and the boldness to clear out the A site by himself, calls the bomb carrier over, and then from there on out, it's 3 ARs trying to retake. Just doesn't work out, and that's 4 in a row for Miami to take a 2-0 edge in the series.
That's wild. 2K damage from Skies as well, and shout out Metals. Welcome back to the squad, mate. You were needed in a big way there. Wow, protocol control up after this one, but hey, nearly called your chance. Shift, what do you know, mate? 2-0, so close. 2-0 so far for the Heretics. I thought this was an opportunity for the LAG mates to maybe get a, a sneaky win or pull a map or two, but so far not looking great, is it, Desk?
Oh, unfortunate. I mean, their odds to win there are minus 30,000.
Ali, who did you take in this series?
I took LAG. Why are you asking?
Yeah, me too.
Tough, guys.
Pretty
Why
rough.
are you counting them out already?
I feel a little bit like Skies after game 2, but let's take a look at game number 1 because this is our first look at Lunars. He enters the lineup for LAG, our observer jumping on board. He gets 2 kills out of the gates. What else did he show you in his first map?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he played fine. I think it's just a big moment on the P4 or second rotation where Meadows gets through, has a huge play, finds a kill, and Rancor's back there with him, right? So kind of like the dynamic duo on rotations out of those guys. And LAG just not able to pick up on that. They lose 2, and then they lose a huge chunk of time where Miami just kind of run away with the game. So just a huge error on the side of LAG, who were streaking in Hardpoint prior to picking up winners.
Right.
Yeah, I already didn't really like this vault pick. Again, LAG are 0-4 in this map. map, so I understand maybe trying to expand your map pool when it comes to in matches, but the entirety of this map one, LAG was on the back foot of rotations, and that gave Miami Heretics ample opportunity. I mean, we saw them play this map versus Minnesota. We've seen them play it versus Optic Texas. Like, they are comfortable to battle up on vault. So for LAG, clean up the fundamentals. I think Lunars played fine. I think everybody played fine. It's just you can't be on the back foot the entirety of this map one.
Yeah, I mean, through 2 maps, I don't feel like a whole lot has changed.
Right?
No,
you know what I mean?
not at all.
And
identity.
Yeah, and I think Lunars is good. And what did we talk about? Like the search and destroy not being like his greatest mode. We go into search, and he's not like a huge factor. They lost the first blood battle 6-4. It was really Skies making some big plays, and they get comebacked on a couple rounds in a row. And with a man situation in round 11, you run out and you die if you're Kismet, right? So,
it was Estriel in the first series. This series, it's Skies trying to put the team on the back. But how do you give up 4 rounds in a row, Ali? Is there more than just in-game gunfights being lost?
Yeah, no, it was a little bit of both. It was almost like LAG didn't expect the aggression from Miami Heretics in that later half of the search and destroy, because at one point they were just full sending it up. At one point, Metals had the bomb pushed up all the way mid, and there was just nobody from LAG to contest them. That allows a free bomb plan over on the A site, and also for LAG, like the approach of the retake towards those A computers, like Miami's Heretics is playing a very close, very tight trade setup, and LAG is just taking way too long to try and work these angles and push it together, and by the time they do it, they have no time to work with, and their SMG is already taken out. So for LAG, mid-game adjustments are definitely being the struggle.
Yeah, I think Ali nailed it. I think just like the battles, download computers in the last couple rounds just didn't go their way. Like every time, even you get down to that 1v1, this is it right here. Real just easy reads Kismet. Would like to see Kismet maybe just like stay in the bomb room, and then right here, you get a first blood mid. So I like understand your thought process. If you're Kismet, I'm gonna try to go out and take more map control. Guys, we already have a 4v3. One bomb is in our spawn, and the other bomb is literally down low where we can just funnel and trade, right? So just, it feels like they're playing like a little desperate. And they got nervous as the round started to come back, and you could see the expressions on their face like, man, another one.
Miami gave up 10 points to Minnesota last week. Today, they could jump Minnesota into power rankings, and they're just 1 map away. Before we get to that map 3, it's time for our favorite game we call Hidden Heroes. Are you ready, Alley Cat? Do you know the rules?
I am the worst at this game.
Okay, there's 4 silhouettes with 3 facts each. I need you to highlight top left, top right, bottom left, or bottom right, and tell me who it is.
Oh God, okay, Series KD as well is so tough. Regents E.
By the way, Maven went 4 for 4 on this.
I know,
so you gotta get at least 3.
4 for 4.
Is this their last series, or like, or what are we? Oh, this series.
This current series.
From this current series. Okay.
Region EU could help you out.
I think I want to go Rencore top left.
21.2.
Is he 21? It's pretty good. Dang it.
All right,
had a really good
4.
map 1. He had a really. Do I have to go all 4 of them? I'm going to get all 4 of these wrong.
Is it my turn? Do I get to go?
Would you like one, Ann?
All right, yeah. Bottom right, I'm going to go Kismet. No, he's not 21.
21 and a half?
No, I got to look at the age, too.
He's from NA.
I was going to say maybe Lunars just so that, like.
We'll skip it.
We'll go Lunars, bottom right.
Show me a little.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
And who is the youngest in the lobby? Top right, 20.6 years old.
Top right, youngest in the lobby.
Rencore.
That's got to be Rencore. So I thought it was top left, but it's got it.
No, Lynn still cannot go to the bar to celebrate a win. And in the bottom left, sitting at 22.6 years old
Medals.
from the EU, the Spaniard.
Medals.
I'm going Lucky.
No, Lucky's got to be older.
Finally, you guys suck. Bring Maven back for more Hidden Heroes. Well done, production. That was a lot of fun. Seriously, though, Al, you are bombing out.
Maybe it could be all those guys' dads. All of them.
All right. Casters. Is this Govern?
Let's go. Honestly, I don't think Al and I got either of those correct. The last 2, we were a little off there. Shout out Linz. He looks great. For 20 and a bit, whatever it is. Good luck, mate. Okay, here we go. Protocol control. What was great at it?
I was gonna say that's the only word I've got. Like, what do you want? The breakdown. I'm not gonna give you chance level breakdowns here. I'm just gonna give you one word. I'm gonna give you woof. Neither of these teams have been very good on the map. Neither of these teams have played it all that much. I think that's the other part about it. But the desk hit it at the pre-match. If it's not vault, it's usually a loss for Miami. So we'll see if they can try to turn this around here and pick up some tempo here on Protocol.
Yeah, Heretics and Falcons part of the early vault inflation when it comes to those control stats. But hey, for now, look, overall control stats again for the LAG boys. Let's see if this can turn into something big. Again, major asterisks. Luna's changing the roster up significantly. Let's see how his aims looks in a game of Protocol. The last one, a nail biter, the old 5-2 curse. If you've just joined us, folks, yeah, that's how it goes. Here we go into control. Heretics on attack first.
And I think the thing is, I need to see Lunars play with some confidence. You know, it's one of those situations that, yeah, he did fine in map number 1, and it was kind of a non-factor in map 2, like Ant had mentioned. But, like, I'm used to seeing this guy know when the numbers advantage is in front of him and just taking away ground and establishing some authority. So far, he's just been kind of passive. This is a nice moment, though, for the defense, getting a quick reclamation of the A zone, and maybe even more behind that as Red Core stuck at Heli, and he will drop.
Oh yeah, that's 3, and this is the pace, there's the pressure. Kiz with great damage, nobody getting more out of it. And the Heretics are fighting furiously to escape their spawn. Lovely work from the L's there of LAG. Nice tags again out of Linz, 3 in a row now from this little slight off angle by Heli. He's going to find a couple more kills there and keep that clock flowing. Less than a minute to play.
Yeah, really nice stuff here, at least early for LAG. And Kismet and Linz, when they can get into positions like this is where you just assume that they're just going to show you that they can dominate individually, and that's been the case at least to this point. Kismet in the corner, Red still finding one. If he gets the second, I throw my PC out the window. And that's enough for LAG to keep a 7-life advantage. Miami does break through the spawn trap, though.
One expensive kill it could have been. 31 seconds to go. They've paused it over by A. Linz with a little bit of love now over towards that side of the map, but a really nice aggressive round out of the Guerrillas, mate. They've got 23 to 17 there in the life lead. A lot of pressure now. Halfway through the A zone, a single segment is all they've got to their name going into round 2, and hey, that might be a lot more now.
Yeah, feels that way. Skies is kind of stuck here at mid. Does well to clean up the first, but there's no follow-up, so this should be an extra 60 seconds unless Lunars can catch an angle, which he was able to at least scout out Rencore, but his window of opportunity has largely shut. Especially as he gets caught by Real. And now all of a sudden, it's just a 5-life edge. A minute 20 on the clock, but Kismet reestablishes the defense playing forward, looking for kill number 4 in a row, and he will find it.
Is getting into a bit of a flow here. Big old lead in the kills department of Kismet. 99! Kiz is back at it, baby. A big 6-free. Gonna make it a 7th. He's not even reached health yet. The man is tries to strong side his way out of the play. That's for the old Halo kids. I know it's very topical right now.
It's just one of those things like, how do we get LAG to allow more plays like that to happen? And I think that's been kind of one of their issues. Like when Kismet finds the space, he's going to take it over. I mean, we've seen that time and time again throughout this title. It just feels like so many moments this LAG team just cannot control the space they need to allow their SMGs to run like the rest of the top teams in the league. So maybe that is one of those things that they just need to try to continue to find this level of control first, and then when Kismet gets this window, he could just keep popping up. He's already on 11.
And man, when you said woof at the start of this map,
yeah,
this is not what we thought. The Bulldog, 13 on the round. A sensational start to our proceedings here on Control.
And yeah, that identity for LAG is what I think all of us want to see out of this roster, whether it was with Priestep beforehand or now with Lunars now. You know, I know there's been a lot of conversations. It's like you're trying to rebuild the Subliners roster with a different French SMG in the mix, but Kismet's got the ability to take over. We know that. It's not like I'm saying this for the first time. It's not like anyone's ever heard this for the first time. It's just, how do we get this team to continue to click like that?
That was a really nice, yeah, the flurry of kills, and again, unbreakable confidence, really. Lunas, let's see what he can bring in this round. Again, a lot of love for the newcomer to the squad, as Metals finally brings him down, and again, right back at it for the Heretics. A lot more well-rehearsed, a lot more confident in the team and the setup and the trust. They're going to be flying into spawn.
And I love this, though, from LAG at the same time. You've got ground to work with. Kismet's still on a heater, 4 in a row. You don't necessarily have to play for the zone yet. You're trying to get some of the defensive building control, and then when you break out of spawn, you could try to get onto one of these zones, stop the clock, and Kismet can make the decision of does he needs to come back to the zone or can he play for spawn traps. And well, now he's kind of on an island by himself, but it doesn't make a difference. He's just doing whatever he wants. He's just playing a different game mode than the rest of the lobby right now.
Yeah, it's great, man. And this is the confidence from Kiz, just from his purely POV. It's forward only. As soon as he second guesses himself, you feel like there's a mistake waiting to happen there. As soon as he keeps going, everything was fine. Gets caught out in the end, but that's not a problem. Didn't really do me any favors there. But no worries, Kiz. I still appreciate it. A life lead now for the Guerrillas mates. And a dive onto the point for nearly nothing there as Linz cuts him down. And you have done a great job here on the defense. But finally into the zone, finally into the segments.
And I think, again, like the idea for LAG, I like the idea of it. It's just the problem is when you only get one SMG through and you can't get your AR set up, it just turns into this blender. And it's just been a couple of individual eliminations off spawn for LAG, largely from their AR line. But outside of Kismet or Lens getting through and making a mess of the Miami spawns, there just has not been much objective focus because it's been all about getting this building control.
Yeah, Granny's is popping right now. 8.5, what a time to stop it. Metal's lovely angle. The capture's still going though. The second segment now, all good. Metal's 12 and 11 as he's frying. And on the other side, as is Lucky. A last-ditch attempt here towards A from Lins. Has to win this gunfight to keep it going. Can he do that? He cannot, folks. That is the round. And that is the Heretics finding the equalizer here in control.
Yep, that's going to be a tick advantage as well for Miami after finding the secure on their A zone attempt. LAG close to it, but yeah, it just takes too much time. And you saw it. I mean, it's a very clear cut that LAG are just trying to get their SMGs right here. They want Lins and Kismet to be in the backside of the Miami spawns. The problem is when you don't get your ARs out of spawn ever, they're holding irons backside B bomb site. It's just you can't ever get onto the zone. So it's just tough scenes. I think there's a level of, I understand the appreciation of trying to put a mess into the Miami defense and pulling them back, but it just turns into like an old school frequency control where everyone's just spawn trapping each other, and then whoever whenever the clock runs out, that will determine how the round goes.
Yeah, we see it on Vault a lot as well. That island man who's doing what they can in spawn, but same thing's happening to your teammates on the other side. Great stuff again from Kids at 16 and 10, sticking out in a big way. We'll see what the Heretics do now on the attack. Not tremendously successful. Metals is winning some outrageous 1v1 fights.
Yeah.
Like outrageous. They certainly help in the run across map. Lunas, though, this time, that's all 4 down. Space to be grabbed here by the guerrillas.
Yeah, but it's not going to be a lot of space because it's just your ARs that are left. So they're just trying to lock down lanes. Sky's immediately deterred from playing over the top of the A site, and Real, a quick follow-up plus the exit kill onto Kismet will lead to, again, clock being paused early here for Miami on A.
Yeah, the old muzzle drive right on into the A zone. Metals once again off of spawn and directly into the feed alongside Rencor. Gets a little bit of intel for the lads on the other side of the map, but right now it's Lucky in his lone trophy having a great time here in A. And that's again one segment down. Rencor with a couple in the feed and a tremendous amount of pressure now with the stack from the Heretics underway A.
Yeah, it's going to be a chalk and rotate situation here though from LAG. And the problem is with that clean elimination from Real, he can step forward and actually mitigate how LAG are spawning here, which is not what you want if you're a Guerrillas mate fan. They're down 4 lives on top of that. This is starting to amount nicely here for the Miami offense.
Yeah, they got a lot of space. The top mid to work with here, Skies though. Oh, 3 down. Lucky's got a bit of work now. And work. Oh, he tried. Good bless him, man. He went for it. Single life lead down for the Heretics as they're battling out of spawn.
I think if he keeps the slide and doesn't just dead fish behind the box, he probably wins that gunfight too. But regardless, that's Omni moving for you, friends. LAG, couple in the feed, get this back to level terms in the life count, and now they can move forward with both Kismet and Lins playing inside of lockers. This is not where you want these SMGs to be. This is going to be a workout for the Heretics coming out of spawn.
Oh, Lins, that's tremendous. The A zone not safe either. Rencor now trying to keep that mid-map presence. Trying to pass information as well. Like, boys, I've got the B side. Your B side, just go for it. Fly out that side if you can. Go through heli. Still finding players in these corners, and it's Lins now 17-11, 5 spree. He's starting to cause issues for the Heretics.
Yeah, Lucky able to get up through the zip. This is going to allow an opportunity to at least keep the SMGs in front of you. They're not going to be able to play off top on the windows, and that's a really strong set of eliminations for Miami. They also get to read that Lunars is playing close on the ledge. This could work out for stopping the clock and putting some pressure on LAG defensively, especially keep your eye on Lucky. He can come behind this play, depending on what Real finds, and that's going to be enough for him to start to hit this route.
By the time, and they've got the kills as well. Here comes Lucky. Better late than never. Last man, 4 dead. Now the quick turn, and the spawns are flipped out. That could be the map, ladies and gentlemen, or the round. God, I'm getting way ahead of myself. Sorry, guys. Way ahead of yourself. Way ahead of myself. I'm telling you, this script is a banger, boys and girls. Heretics, vamos on the attack.
That's just, again, the difference in identity. Miami, you know, we have to go all the way back to that first set of eliminations where, yes, you do get a 2v4 situation for LAG, but it's Lunars and Skies that find every single kill. They're not going to be able to push up on you, not all that quickly. Skies can only get as far as the A zone. Lunars, I believe, only gets as far as the top ledge by gun over here, and Miami just run back up, find the kills they need, and then quickly claim the A zone. And then that final setup at the end I really like a lot, where Real can kind of play the middle pivot man, keep Rencor alive over towards stairs. He only has to worry about the tower, and then as soon as you start to feel the LAG defense hitting you, you throw Lucky on the long pinch. No chance for LAG to get a read on that.
Round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, for I Hold Shift. What a bloody run that was, brother. Well played. Well played to the Heretics as well. Sprees all across the board. The 1-3-2-4, though, does mess with the brain a bit. Metals messes that right up as well, finding his kill. Again, sensational attack in the last round. Can they close it all out here on defense?
Kismet, that's a 1v1 that he's really going to want back, knowing that he's the last opportunity to try to get LAG through this A zone, or at least on it. And Skies is just sitting here hoping he can find a shoulder to take off from Lucky. They do eventually get the read. Trades are good for LAG, plus a follow-up through mid-map. This will lead to some progress here in the A zone.
Yeah, got all 3 dead. Scream that in the comms. Eyes on for Real. They're not certain as to where he is. A little bit back and forth. Timing is not great. Real, oh my, from the zone right back to spawn. What a play that was. Eyes on Lunas, another 3 dead, and that is that. Heretics, they flip the whole setup on its head and they send it.
Yeah, Real, uh-oh, this isn't what you want. I mean, just in your face. Take it as you like. Lucky trying to get in and out. He'll be able to set up medals for another. And yeah, this feels like the beginning of the end. Miami up 4 lives, 35 seconds to kill off the clock.
Yeah, it's 35 seconds. It's going to feel like a very, very long time indeed for the Heretics players. For the Guerrillas, mates, you better get your asses out of spawn, lads. 30 to go. Lucky still on the prowl all over the place. Good set of trades, though. You kept that front line safe, but you haven't got a lot of presence upstairs. So opportunity to run out right now for the Guerrillas.
Yeah, and you have to get onto the A zone, but Miami are going to let this happen. They're going to just re-wrap on the backside of the spawn and take away the space to allow for these pinches to come through. Where has this been for Miami? They're playing with such heads-up awareness. It looks like they've mastered the map. Maybe it has something to do with the fresh opponent on the other side, but this has been beautiful for Miami.
Still good. Nades are the only thing that can bring them down the final few seconds, folks, of the series. Heretics, vamos indeed, as they close it all out. A very close round 11 in the search, but apart from that, a dominant display from the Heretics.
Yeah, and that's just a welcome back to the picture of your medals. And I think for all of those that were treated to the show that we put on in Madrid, it feels like a continuation of that, which is, I think, again, really healthy, not just for the Miami Heretics organization, but I think just in general for the league, because now we've got this huge gridlock of like 3rd place down to like 8th, maybe even 9th, where anyone can beat anyone. The other side of the conversation, though, for LAG, you know, not the instant spark that we saw kind of come through for Vancouver with Neptune in the mix, but I think this is one of those series that I look at and I say that is not the Lunars that I've been watching in Challengers for the last 2.5 years. It just felt like he was playing very cautious, where maybe they've assigned like, hey, this is the kind of role we want you to play. Maybe he feels like this is where he's most comfortable. He's just going to try to, you know, one-dimensionalize himself, but that's not the player that we've come to know in Challengers. He's a flexible, fast AR player that can swap to an SMG, bring that extra bit of burst and tempo, but that just felt like a very cautious series from Lunars, and I need to see them throw caution to the wind when they play Vancouver tomorrow, because wow, are they going to need it if Neptune continues to run at them.
And Neptune, if you can guarantee one thing, he's running at you. Well, guys, a quick 3-0 desk. How them Pickens looking, team?
Oh, we're getting out of here pretty early, but I might be doing it with an 0-3 record.
All right.
Yeah, 1-1.
1-1. I told y'all Miami was about to beat the brakes off these guys.
Yeah, we saw this one coming. I just felt like it was Neptune, Vancouver. It could happen again. No, it didn't happen. Real and crew made sure it did not. Let's take a look at map 3. Control only goes 4 rounds as the Heretics take over the game. If you're looking for an MVP, can you identify one player on the squad nameless? Who would you give credit to?
Yeah, I'm going to give it to Real. I mean, I think it was a big 1v1 that he won versus Kismet in the Search and Destroy. And in his Control, I mean, he was everywhere. And we talked about in the pre-show, what is going to get Heretics over the edge to be like a championship threat? What was holding them back? It was the Control. They had to figure it out.
Yes.
And this is a huge opportunity. You're going up against LAG with a new guy. They haven't won too many protocols. So, like, Protocol is going to be in the series here. They're going to pick one. And that's what you play. And you look unbelievable here. The B zone being moved, saw a big stack. Like, this is what they need.
And to be honest, like, I love that they're expanding into Protocol instead of Hacienda for the sign of Miami Heretics. I think it really fits their play style incredibly well, and especially with how consistent Real has been the entirety of this season. It allows him, as we saw in that map number 3, to get lost behind enemy lines. I mean, he was constantly shooting players in the back, and it's annoying. It's in the likes of players like Shotzi. It's in the likes of other SMGs that just like to get lost like Nero. So for Miami Heretics, this spells good things for them because Control obviously was their biggest downfall, and now they might have another map to put under their belt.
So I said that Miami is going to jump Minnesota. They jumped Minnesota and Optic. Optic was at 85 points. This now brings Miami to 90 points.
Dang.
Congratulations, Heretics, making huge moves in the last 3 weeks. Let's take a look at your Scuff play of the game, though. This one coming from the Search and Destroy. You're down 3 rounds. They're on game point. Miami doesn't go away.
Yeah, you could like see the impact of Metals as well, being back in this lineup, just being involved, right? Like it was a bit different with Super. Not that he didn't have big performances, just gelling better. And yeah, Ali was talking about it, like the war down low bottom computers, just at the tail end of the game, last few rounds, consistently won by Heretics. And when it got down to the 1v1s, they just kept winning them, man. Just getting a good beat on them.
Metals back in the lineup, and it's Miami finding success once again. Lunars, welcome to the CDL. Hold this L for today. Joining us, though, in the winner's circle is the one and only man with the circular glasses. Metals, welcome to the show.
Hello.
First and foremost, I want to talk to you about Madrid. Amazing performance, incredible showing from Miami in front of the Spanish fans. What was it like playing in your home country?
It was amazing for us. Like, we have never felt like that since we are playing on the Spanish league, so that felt amazing for us, yeah.
Metals, I want to congratulate you not only on the win, but I hope that you're feeling better. We're happy to see you back. It feels like everybody's been getting sick recently. For Miami Heretics, like, Control has kind of been the biggest worry part for the side of Heretics. What have you guys kind of pinpoint of why you struggled in it, and what work have you done now to maybe what looks like make a turnaround?
I think we were playing too fast, like on the LAN at Madrid. On Control, we couldn't get like the kills because we were like too much sprinting, we will say. And then we decided to slow down a bit, and it worked for us. Like, I mean, we only just won on Control. Like, we have to see.
Have to see, of course.
Metals, congrats on the win and congrats on the performance in Madrid. You know, thinking back to like when I was playing, I remember when you have like a placement like that, you get like a swagger when you get home and you get more confident and you start to play better, even in scrims. Do you think like the top 3 has affected you guys in a positive way of like more confidence when you've gotten back?
I don't think so. I think we just stay humble. Like, we are pretty much the same. So I don't think it affects us either in a good way or in a bad way.
Okay.
And we are all the same.
I like that answer, kind of.
Final question for you, Metals. Currently, you guys are tied with Toronto at 90 points. That is good for top 4 or 5. Where do you think this team ends at the end of the season?
What?
How high will Miami finish in the power rankings at the end of the season?
Hopefully first.
Okay, easy answers there.
Hopefully the best.
Metals, we're gonna let you go. Thanks, man.
Thank you, guys.
Gotta be confident, like that answer.
Humble.
Bad question.
You gotta be delusional, though. That's what I was hoping for. You gotta be delusional confident. You know what I'm saying?
Who's more delusional that they're gonna win this next match, Falcons or Cloud9?
I'm serious. If you want to win multiple chips, I have to be.
Number 10 versus number 12. When we come back, Vegas isn't gonna go 0-10. I say it's not happening against Attach and Cloud9. Look out for Doom.
Upgrade your game with the Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
The Esports World Cup is an official partner of the Call of Duty League.
you feel bad about eliminating Vegas Legion from champs?
Yes and no, but yes. They're seeing them like, ugh.
I don't know, actually. You are lying.
I'm lying?
You are lying.
Them guys.
Yeah.
My bad, Clay.
I can't do anything. These two hills right here, these two hills, you can win on these.
Oh, shit.
Oh, there's one hallway,
No
way, this guy. Damn.
You're better. You're f***ing better, bro.
I went to like vault door, I think. I've seen this, bro.
Oh my god. He's in vault. You're so much better. Bomb. Oh my god. Holy shit. Let's go. You're the best.
Hold them real quick. Holy yo! No, Yobi! Yobi!
Standy will get free info here onto Assault. Quickly finds the kill. Whoa! He's going for the assassination. Didn't hold the button down long enough. And Assault says not so fast.
The 2025 Vegas Falcons team pack is available now. Each pack includes home and away operators, as well as this spray to let them know who was here. It was a Falcon. Next time you boot up, suit up at the in-game shop.
Nah, for real. They be talking tough, but they won't get up in that field. ARPs and 223s get hit up in your grill. Iron on me like I'm Tony, like an orange eye pill. Come and get your shorty, cause she tryna cop a feel. She know look chaotic, keep it hot before the deal. And you steady talking out your neck, it's never real. So I say nah for real. So I say nah for real. Nah for real. Yeah.
11 matches, and Cloud9 has won 3 of them. Today they look to make it 4 as they take on a team that is winless so far in the league. Falcons, though, won their first control in their last match. And Allie, they've won every other game mode. Can they put it together all in one series?
I think this might be one of the best opportunities they could have to do it, considering New York Cloud9 is still in a weird area where we don't know which version we're going to get. The one that 3-0 with Toronto Ultra or lost Game 5 to Vancouver Surge.
Let's take a look at our teams here, Nameless, and walk me through the rosters. The standings are being updated, and as you can see, Cloud9 New York currently sitting there at 1-1. They were able to get a strong win in their opening matchup, not so much luck in their second fight.
Yeah, you know, for C9, like, still trying to figure themselves out. You know, it's a team I look at, and, like, their map pool is abysmal in Search, Destroy, and Hardpoint. Like, Red Card, Vault, Protocol can't really play in Search, and in Hardpoint, Protocol, Red Card, and Vault can't play in Hardpoint, right? So they have to expand there. When we've seen them have success, it has been through Sib absolutely frying or Mac. Like, when those two are both clicking at the same time, then they're having success in the respawns. But, like, 3-7 in your last 10, it's just not going to cut it, especially when there's a lot of great Challengers players looming down there ready to take spots. So today you need a dominant victory versus Vegas.
I completely agree with you. It does need to be a dominant victory. They're bottom 2 in the league right now when it comes to map 1. So they're starting these series incredibly slow and already kind of putting themselves on the back foot. On the positives, though, I will say that the side of Search and Destroy has gotten way better. They went from 7th overall in the league to top 3. So maybe some opportunity during this.
Until Game 5, where they're 1-5. So this team has no ice. They're relatively lost in Hardpoint, and they're inconsistent. There's not a lot to like if you're a Cloud9 fan. I'm so sorry.
They've won 41% of their maps. Their opponent, 12.5. Let's take a look at the Vegas Falcons and what lineup they are bringing to the table today. They have mixed up the starting lineup. Nameless, does this help or hurt the team overall?
I mean, when you keep constantly shifting the roster, it's gonna hurt it regardless, right? Like, and now we legitimately, the roster, everybody in the community, the analysts, pundits, nobody knows what the right formula is, and we don't even know who the problem is on the team anymore, right? Because like they've had so many different shifts. Like Xnit's had standout performances, but he's been like one of the consistent players who's been on the roster. Is he potentially the problem? Like Vegas, they gotta win a hard point, and they gotta win a hard point fast, man, because it is becoming extremely frustrating to watch this series and see the same mistakes each and every time. I need to see improvement in HP.
Xnit set a lead record on Vault Hardpoint, but Dahum has been the most consistent player, at least in my eyes, as of late. If you're looking at that screen, Nameless, who's the talent that you're trying to cultivate, that you're trying to take to the next level?
I mean, I would say it is Xnit at times. Like, he's had big performances. I mean, we've seen some nice search and destroys out of Wixel. I don't really think you can pick one specific player, right? They all need to play better, right? And you need to cultivate all 4 of them. They all need to learn.
Falcons looking for success. It's still early in the season, but remember, 10 points per win, and you need points if you want to make it to champs. Your maps and modes, Allie. Tell me the underdog story. How do the Falcons get their first win across Protocol Skyline, Vault?
Maybe that's Skyline S&D. They're sitting 2-2 there when it comes to that map number 2. They unfortunately do not get Vault control, so they don't get to control it. They have that many reps on. Later half of the series, even that Skyline HP, they've had a couple of close moments where it comes down to the wire that they could maybe get a steal.
Yeah, I think the Skyline Search and Destroy is good for them. You know, they won it a couple of times, even on it 2-2. The Hardpoint and Skyline, they have played 7 times and they've won it 0. So they have a ton of reps there. I'm imagining just by them playing it 7 times that they like it in scrims, right?
Yeah, and it's always close.
There.
I feel like it's always within like 50 points.
And then the Protocol Control, they played once and they've lost, right? So maybe they've been working on that. So yeah, in the middle chunk there's some opportunity if you are Vegas.
All right, it's time to make it official as we're going to lock in our Scuff Pick'ems and Nameless. Congratulations. Allie and I are bombing out today. You started at 48. Can you get to 49, Allie?
I hope I can get to 49. I'm going Cloud9 New York. If not, I'm billing them my therapy.
There we go. Nameless?
I picked Vegas once before, and I ain't doing that again. I got Cloud9 in this one. I think they get it done.
Vegas has been 3 of my incorrect 34. I will make sure it's not another one. We're going Cloud9, and the fans will as well. All 4 of us went Minnesota. That didn't pan out. Maven, Falcons aren't going to do it today, are they?
Listen, speaking of picks, I went to the COD League's tweet about this particular match, and like 4 out of the 7 replies picked Falcons. And I did not know people were hitting the liquor at 5 p.m., Joe.
It is Friday.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Yeah.
It's Friday. We'll let slide.
I mean, they're just hoping. That's just like you're rooting for the underdog.
That or drinking.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the two, Joe.
I mean, Chris did it 3 times, he said. That's...
that lines up, Joe.
He did it 3 times, and he's still in first place in pick'ems. That's honestly respectable.
He's got a bottle under the desk, Joe. You never know that guy.
No. That was just old you.
Yeah, that's true. That actually did happen back when I first started casting Halo. So. Yeah. Anyway, into our matchup. Overall hardpoint of the season, 0-17 for Falcons. They are on historical run, Joe.
That's ugly. It's not good.
I don't know if it's historic. Joe, they're not in last place. They're in 10th because they won a map.
Yeah, that's a good point. There's always...
That's only 2 places outside of winner's bracket, Joe.
There's always a bright spot through all of the darkness.
You just think that because you stand next to me and I'm bald and like the light reflects off my head.
True.
Yeah, that's mostly probably why.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to spin this in a positive narrative.
I'm not. They stink. Mac, we're taking a look at his hard point over the Major 2 quals, how he has looked. He's been a beast. They fell a little bit short in a Game 5 against Surge. Listen, I watched that one closely because I picked Surge 3-0. I was feeling good about Surge, and it could have been a Surge 3-0. But New York had their opportunities. They just got bashed in the map 5. The Surge definitely needs some improvements, but we'll focus on the match at hand. The hardpoint god, at least so far, in his 2 series. This team was Mac. We'll see what he brings to the table here on Protocol. Dylan Price, though, on your screen for now is Dahum. Just puts King in the body bag.
Yeah, I mean, listen, the one thing Cloud9 needs to do in coming in a series like this when you're struggling is you just have to get a win, right? Like, I think you do there has to be an early focus. We've seen teams get caught off guard by Falcons. And you just can't do that. You're not in a position to do that. Agreed. You need these CDL points.
Absolutely, absolutely. Like, that's what they were saying on the desk. You need to come and get like a good 3-0. Like, one to feel good about. You don't have the luxury of just coming out flat. Because it feels like if Falcons, like if they're going to win a Hardpoint, just due to their recent performance, it's going to be like somebody just comes out, map one, they just catch somebody that comes out not taking it seriously, comes out flat, and they sneak away with one. Cloud9, I don't know, strikes me as a team that could be susceptible to that.
Yes. I think when you look at the personalities on this team, that without a doubt, this would be a team I'd circle.
Yeah. So far, Falcons doing some damage early in the objective. 4 straight 4x nid. Nice shots from Dahum inside, able to stay up, but going vertical is Mac. He'll get 2. That's a break, and now looking to control these final 20 seconds will be Cloud9 New York. They've got this time. They've got the rotation, at least for now, but here come the numbers for Vegas Falcons.
Yeah, 15 seconds left. You can still flip this map. You see Whistle, he's starting to work on through. Cutting down the middle of the map, though, was Kremp. And, well, you see Wixel's able to pick one up. He's trying to play his life. He will be hunted down, though that's by Attach. Attach has just been winning on that side of the map. Well, it gets his team spawns for P3. So keeping it close so far, a pretty solid P2. And now exit quickly here. This has been the one guy. So sort of a bright spot, 8-4 on another 3 spree. And, well, that's going to be 3 dead. He's just got to go. He's going to have to win this next one-on-one. But now off spawn is Kremp. Great shots onto him, and there's the help from King.
Yeah, I was like, is Attach going to react? But he had to deal with every angle. He's getting collapsed on. Eventually shut down. Nice break. And listen, Vegas Falcons have had some nice starts to maps. It's not usually the first set of rotations that's been the issue. It's the second. It's the third. It's the fourth. As we get deeper into the game, they seem to collapse. The mistakes start to really hurt them.
Well, it feels like one bad hill where they just start to get out of it, and then it snowballs, right? Yeah. And honestly, in Hardpoint, it can be easy to do. Like, it can be. You just kind of get put in the blender for a minute, then you miss a rotation. All of a sudden, you're down 100.
Yep. We'll see if they can avoid that. As you said, tight so far. Now we get to your money. P4 we go. Nice little slide and chow there from Attach as he picks up the kill. Sib gets 1 as well. You've got numbers at least 4 now. Spawning out wide right will be Dahum as they try to rally back. A bit of a split spawn. So you get him right, Xnid left. They look to work back into it. They're going to have one-on-ones on both sides of the map. But as long as you're fighting out towards houses in top, I mean, that works out great for you. The pressure's not coming to the hard point. Now they have an opportunity to do it. Attach is going to have to go big. He's on 3 straight. He's trying to step up in the clutch. Able to take down 1. Help gets there just in time. Nice teamwork. Nice sequence. Sib is a filthy, dirty, nasty man.
Oh my God, the backslide right onto Xnid hits the shots. And that was a break opportunity. Listen, I think if you're Falcons and you want to keep it simple, you're going to play a map like Protocol. Like, P4 has to be almost like #1 objective. As insane as that sounds, you cannot lose that rotation. They do. You get 1 break opportunity, and then you have the 2-on-3, and you throw it. And now, again, all of a sudden, you're down 60.
It's great. It's like Omni movement just seems so natural to me now. Like, it's not like that crazy to me anymore at this point. And there's not been that many like standout plays that like separate it from like old cost, but the backslide, bro, the backslide is vicious. Like I feel like that's where we've had most of the nutty plays. And you saw another clean one there from Sib, but now, well, you also can't get smacked on P4 and then let it snowball into getting smacked in the beginning of the second rotation at P1. This has been a stretch.
Well, this is what I just talked about. Yeah, it's sort of 1 hill for 60 seconds, and then you're just kind of put into the blender where you're not finding kills, you're out of rhythm, you're out of position, and you're just trying to do a little bit too much. And I think that's what's happening right now is, yeah, now up to 140 is Cloud9 New York. Attach is watching over his teammate. He's on 5 in a row, and yeah, this is just when the game simplifies if you are Cloud9.
Yeah, I kind of blacked out the very beginning of the P1, but was that basically a straight 120 there? Like pretty much.
Yeah, like 30 or 40 here, but yeah, it's about 100 points.
So they held it for like 15 to 20. Okay. I would say my brain just kind of put them both together perfectly for Cloud9. I was like, that's an insane stretch.
No, I don't think you didn't get any time if you were Vegas, but yeah, there may have been like 10 seconds
that's what I meant.
contest.
Got it.
But yeah, it was like 65 to 55 going into that that P4.
That's 2 minutes of kind of lights out hardpoint there from Cloud9. Trying to get some time now at the P2. Pretty solid job at the first set. Trying to replicate that here, but it's 2 fall and you pick up the player. Tucked away, that's all 4. Players spawning up and now trying to collapse, but the tidal wave that is Cloud9 New York seems to be pushing and holding. Cloud9 in good form, up 80, looking to keep it rolling. Let's go to listen in now with Cloud9.
Okay.
Tower me, in tower.
He's still by P1. I'm AP P1.
They're spawning tower. Spawning tower. You don't spawn tower.
Spawn in the back.
I haven't shot. I spawned that fucking ammo.
Run, G's are in the back. He's P1 on me. Wait, he went dirt.
I need to spawn the back.
They're dead.
Get in shot.
Make sure you block this one. Make sure you block.
Yeah, I will. Top ammo. Top ammo on bike. Last two.
I'm getting close.
Listen, they're begging for my front.
Yeah, I didn't. The driver's shot one. There's right now.
I'm all front.
Steps can walk in.
Oh my shit.
I'm one shot in front door.
Top of me, one shot. I'm pushing top. Yes, that one. I'm left. One left. One P1 here. I'm all mid. Zip in time. P1.
Driver's sidewalk.
One more zip. I'm in my tools. He thought or some shit. Yeah,
he could be dirt. Grass back to zip maybe.
You're not gonna zip. Zip on me dead.
Nice. Missing one.
One door. Hit the right.
That's good. There's nothing sidewalk.
Bigger dead. Let's give me more new.
He's laying down.
There might be three. There's all three job.
I'm gonna try to kill Enan. One's computer and one's most attack.
Come back, good. Yeah, pitch us.
Let's go big door. Come on.
I'll go big door. You guys I will.
I'm gonna go to drop. I'm already here.
Okay, we're doubling star.
I'm gonna go drop.
I stand bottom as well. I stand bottom here.
I'm dropping drop.
I stand.
One shot. You're middle time.
I need middle time.
Hold on. Wait.
Middle time. Take it out. E-box. Chomp, that's all you. 2v1. Nice, 4, good shit. Hold the shot.
Yeah, I'm staying P2.
I have the ammo pinch.
I'm no showing metal stairs.
All swing gammons, one big guy. Make it
Tower, drop.
I've always smiled.
Really weak on P2.
Grass bigger. Bigger and dead.
Every bigger.
We doing bigger, both bigger.
Bro, I think the craziest part about this, Joe, it's jumped a little bit. We're closer to like double digits, but at one point I looked up, they're out slaying them by like 5, and they were up 120. And that's just...
Well, I mean, you had 65 points after the first 2 hills of the game, right? Or around there?
Yeah.
First 2 or 3 hills. Just kind of stalls out, and that's all Cloud9 New York.
Wow. I mean, okay, so I said, at the beginning, I was like, what would I say? Like, I'm not really worried about the beginning of the game. Yeah. Once we get a little deper into it, that's when I get worried. And yeah, no.
Yeah, it spirals after the first P4.
Yeah, yes. I don't know if spiral's strong enough a word. Spiral covered in like ice, and they're sliding down faster than normal. I don't know, Joe, but holy hell.
Yeah. Tough one.
Yeah, you can say that, Joe. It's been a bunch of tough ones because that's now 0-18 in Hardpoint. But yeah, no, even if the slaying margin ends up being like 10, what was it? 3. It was 11. It was 11, like still. 11 kills is not much of a gap in that to be a 150-point Hardpoint.
Again, I mean, it is the same thing over and over again. Some call that the definition of insanity, but
yeah,
it's just they get to this moment, they lose a hill, and they cannot get out of it.
This can't recover.
Cannot recover. They don't win rotations enough, and then it snowballs.
Yeah.
And then finally, when you do rotate to a P4, like you get there when it's 290 or around there, they instantly get broken out of Money Hill, where you just can't get broken on your first attempt.
No, that first one is brutal, and you saw some highlight plays. I mean, Sib had the nasty triple during the listen, and Crimp had one. I think at the end of the listen, Attach had a nasty one. Like there were some individual moments and all, but this wasn't like a belt to ass just stomping in the slaying department type thing. Like they were just outplayed.
Yeah, so it was like 90 to 55, right around towards the end of P4, and just keeps going.
It does, Joe. Keeps going and going. Looking good for Cloud9. We wanted to see them come out strong. Get a resounding 3-0. Come out looking like a strong team that we were kind of, I don't know. I still haven't put a lot of stock into this team, but like I maybe got hopes up a little bit after their first match to start, and then you push Vancouver Surge a bit, but this is one you need to come in and put a good showing in. Impressed with the map one.
Yeah, I mean, I think 3 over Ultra is always like a good showing. Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, that got me a little excited. I wasn't convinced yet, but got me a little excited.
Kind of what Nameless talked about, 1-5 in Game 5s. Like the only other team who's close to that's like LAG, right? It's just Game 5 Search and Destroy is really just put a damper on your year.
And bro, like I worked Sunday, so like I was really watching that final map intently, and it was like literally the first blood was like 0-7. Like they just got demolished 6-1. It was not good. So it's not even like a Game 5 where you're pushing people. They just got killed. But hopefully we're not seeing a map 5 here. Vegas looking to be the only team that wins a map today, really. I mean, well, outside, you know, I mean, like on the losing end, is everybody just getting 3-0 destroyed so far. Looking to be a fast day if Cloud9 keeps it going like this. Skyline Search, I believe, what, of the 3 map wins they have, it's what, 2 controls, and I believe the Search one was a Skyline.
Yeah, 2 of these. They have more than 3 maps now.
Is it? I thought it was 3. I thought it was what, 2 controls
maybe
and
4.
Search. Oh, maybe I'm lying.
They're
but
1 and 1 on Vault.
Skyline's
2 and 2 on this map.
Sorry, it's 2 here. Okay.
And then a control, so you must have 4 on the year.
4, 3. I'm sorry, I said 3. That's my exaggeration. It's my bad, Joe.
It's all right. I was just looking over here to make sure you were good to go. Yeah.
You're the numbers guy, Joe.
Numbers guy.
I'm the looks guy.
Yeah, so I mean, you have a chance here. The problem is that this is probably Cloud9's best search map. I feel like it's been their go-to.
I want you to talk to me about Falcons for 2 straight minutes. Come on, Joe, give me 2. We take a look at the S&D KD leaders for Major 2 qualifiers. The whom? 15 and 8. Obviously, not a ton you can take away from this because we only have a handful of maps just within Qualifier 2, but some nice performances from him early on. They'll be relying on him big time here in this map 2, in this best of 5. We'll see if he can put up another solid search and destroy.
Well, and it was really his Skyline, right, where he put up double digits, had a couple of nice clutches in their search and destroy map win on Skyline. So we're looking at that guy.
Yeah, see if they can do it again on Skyline. Fist bumps out for the players as they get locked and loaded for the map 2. We always think the search is probably the one where they're going to have the opportunity to steal one away. S&D, I mean, 2-1 doesn't look bad. Unfortunately, just the one you lost was you got smoked in a map 5, and that's been what's cursed you.
And again, this team just kind of improving across the board. Is this Cloud9 team just a very slow start to the year? But it feels like recently starting to get more competitive.
Yes, sir. A look at the overall best of 5 there quickly before we hop into it. Offense up for Cloud9. Quick A hit, looking to be the play. Sib playing deep, Kremp playing close. First blood there for Mac. And we'll see if they can push things forward off of that. No trophies early, obviously, so all trying to dodge all these nades. Wixel does get one, but insta-traded out by Attach. There's still numbers here for Cloud9. And this is going to be our bomb carrier that's working his way on over towards B. And away from the P1 goes Attach. Max is going to drop down. They're going to group up.
Yeah, this rotate timing is working out well. Because they're thinking about maybe checking B as to whom, and now you can see Exton just taking a long route underground. So bomb going to get planted, and you are very split if you are Falcons.
Well, as the glass breaks, now that gets picked up. Taking their time, but eventually got to collapse here. It's going to be hard to get a pick at range just due to the weapon in hand. See if you can hit the nade and chow.
I mean, this is a map where you don't need a lot of time, but you're just not giving yourself much. You've cleared out everything. You know where they are. They're all in the kitchen.
Yeah. Finally chow and just get insta-dropped.
Felt like actually was playing prop hunt right there.
No, honestly, I was like, at first I was like, I understand taking your time clearing some corners, but I mean, it's an A plant. Kind of know they're going to be grouped up in the kitchen for the most part.
I mean, he cleared everything.
Everything. I mean, he had time to clean the kitchen, Joe. But by the time they actually push, is what, 15 seconds to go. I mean, they would have had to smoke them off the bomb to get there in time. So nothing going there. Easy round so far for Cloud9. Nice one for Mac as he got the first blood, got the bomb plant in, and got one from the post plant as well. So leaving his mark on the round. Stun hit, so he's slowed down to Doom. Gonna be their takeover guy in search. Well, he gets the first blood, but an instant answer from Mac and Attach, and numbers again over to Cloud9. You have bomb to work with at least, but I think, yeah, Whistle just got spotted, and he's going to get dropped. Mac with another. He's up to 4-0.
I mean, we've seen some beams from these guys on this map, but Mac hit some better shots right there with the Jackal. King now left in a 1 versus 3, has both weapons, able to find the first. Reads this, but there's just 3 of them left.
Ooh.
Kind of saw Crump's face there. I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, no. A nice win on the second, but I thought they were, I was really saying they're giving him one-on-ones, but no, this one at least, I was looking at the mini-map at the time. I didn't realize how free that was going to be for Mac. But it got interesting there for a moment. You got the first blood this time if you're Vegas, but, I mean, not much of one. It was literally insta-traded at Grapple, and they take numbers there as you get 2 for Cloud9. I mean, God, if you're Vegas Falcons, you just like to be able to play with numbers for a moment. You haven't had that at all. Mac now up to 5-0. The game just becomes so much harder, especially on something like Skyline, where you just don't ever have numbers.
And then right back to this initial A setup. And well, another first blood gonna be for Trem, make it 2. So I mean, it's the right call. You're there if you are Vegas. They're just not finding the kills. The utility on point. There's no trophies for Vegas Falcons. Wixel gonna put some shots in, and well, Dahum's gonna catch him. So we're into a 2-on-2.
Ooh, nice shots by Crimp at range, but 2v2. Wixel and Dahum gotta get active. You've just taken even more space if you are Sib, but they're able to sniff it out and drop them. All going to be on the Mac. Big chance here for Vegas Falcons. First time they've really had numbers. Right on the bomb they go. They spotted him and holding. Gets him off of it for a sec. Not able to stay up long enough, though. Under the fuse with 8.5. Good to go. Round to Falcons.
Well, that's a 2 versus 4. Yeah. I mean, so, yeah, maybe something you can build some momentum off of. And again, it's Dahum. 3 in the round. Gets the defuse, leading the way. But, I mean, Sib just gets caught out there. I mean, I think maybe he's worried that they're on the bomb. He has to check it.
Yeah, maybe it's like maybe Kremp didn't have to chow that fight. Like, just sort of shoulder it. Like, he got the first 2. I know, he's probably thinking ace.
Yeah,
at that point. Like, he's chasing one down, got some tags in. He could have won that fight, I guess, but it's an AR against him. Maybe he just didn't need to take that fight, especially since, well, it's easy to say with hindsight because they lost a teammate in that same moment. At the time, it was a little bit different.
Yeah, and I think, like, Sib is... You know, whatever the comms are between him and Mac, like maybe someone has to check the bomb, and then as soon as he sees the cross, he just gets caught.
Well, we saw the stats coming into this one. Back to it here. Just looking for a clean first blood if they are able to get one, or do they need one? Oh, okay, well, let's just set up Crimp for 2. I mean, that was a 2v4 last time. Not gonna be the case this time. Crimp is eating a triple for him, just dominating towards the A-bomb.
Yeah, I mean, just gets behind him. Able to find the routes, find a free 2 kills again to start off the round. This time, though, they don't throw away a 2v4 because he stays alive, finds his 3rd on the king.
Now, we've seen him be so good in that part of the map. In Search and Destroy, or even a Hardpoint sometimes. Like, I don't know what it is. It's just, I'm sure
the chaos.
I'm sure as a player, you just have spots in the map that you're just like, I don't know. You're just like, I'm going to dominate here.
Yeah, you kind of understand it.
Yeah. Just things seem to work out there.
Very familiar with a lot of the gunfights. Where you need to be, what kind of helps.
I swear his stats just upgrade when he gets there. I swear to God.
Let's put him right back there.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, until they slow this down, how about we just throw Crimp at him? But now he'll get into Jim and just chill for a second. Attach with the route, attach with 2 freebies. I mean, name a better duo than Vegas Falcons having 2 players get shot in the back over the last 3 rounds.
Well,
I was about to say,
maybe them throwing away 2 versus 4s.
That almost set up perfectly.
Could still happen.
Yeah, it could. It could. Dahum firing some warning shots. 20 seconds to go, just trying to catch one and then send it, not able to get the pick. Now just having to hold forward. Hit some shots, not able to actually make a play on the bomb. I mean, if it's not been Crimp with your 2 entries, this time it's attached. I mean, that's literally 3 straight rounds where 2 players are getting shot in the back. And like, I'm not an S&D scientist, but that probably shouldn't happen every round. Even I mean, Skyline can be crazy, I know. But
yeah,
like,
you're switching it up if you're New York, showing different looks, right? Sometimes they're playing from kitchen. This time, what they do is they send attach, just kind of lurk. And what Vegas is trying to do is retake from bridge, from catwalk. They both have nades in hand. They're trying to drop down and retake. But
I guess my point is, like, is Cloud9 the best at just finding holes, or are there just too many holes currently in the setups?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's like, it's one thing if it happens like once, but I thought for a second that was a Cloud9 POV.
No, this time
2 players. This time it's Vegas Falcons. They found the hole. The hole finders. X-Men. He was goosed until that point. Able to get 2, and there they close it out. A dominant round. This time winning the fight at kitchen.
The only expert hole filler I know is Shotzi on Vault.
That's true. That is his hole. He'll fill it up all map long. There's no room for anyone else when he's got it filled, Joe. I almost got you there. I heard that little chuckle. It was close.
Almost.
Vegas Falcons, though. Still pushing it, staying alive here, trying to extend it, but still work to do. Down 2 rounds.
Cloud9's just like, let's keep going, A.
Yeah. Seems to be working, but okay, so a little bit different from Crimp. Instead of just, I'm going to bash you in the face, he's going to look for a timing through underground. And you said it, kind of keeping him guessing, finding different.
Yeah, like, this is just A plays, but they are different looks, different timings if you are Cloud9. This time, no, Xnid, there's an opening, right? Because you are playing underground if you are Kremp. Nobody really watching the flank. So you're setting Kremp up. Hopefully it pays off. He's going to find the first. Well, why not? Give him 2 again.
Yeah, when he's finding them, it's in multis. It's been 2, 2, and 3. Like, in those sequences, never a single kill for this man. Have a 3v2, spots another. Good little bit of finesse. Wants to take the fight, and well, he's gonna at least get the info. He drops down, sets up attached then for the kill. They'll get bomb back over to B, and now looks to get the plant all gonna be on Xnid to try and make the play. Vision onto 1.
Oh yeah, spotted though. I think Attach sees him. Yeah, Attach sees him. Trem gives him the call out. Nice setup there from Cloud9.
And that's what, another triple for Crimp. As he's up to 8 and 4, and yeah, all his kills have come in, what, like 4 rounds? When he's really getting it going, he's taking over outside of, I mean, he's really decided the round for them outside the 4v2 they threw. He's called game, or well, called round.
Well, yesterday you say he decided that one too, because he died.
Yeah. True. That's a good point. That's a good point, Joe. Oh my. 5-2 now. One more round to take the 2-0 edge. No success really for Falcons. I mean, they had one dominant round, then they pulled off the 2v4, which was remarkable. Just can't rely on that. Another first blood to Cloud9. King's pistol hitting, but can't take down 2 with it. It's going to be a 2v3 for Falcons. Map 2 life. As Wixel taking his time over catwalk, clearing as he goes. What's Sib working underground?
And honestly,
kind of back-to-back towards A.
This route is so good, honestly, from Sib, because now he can check the B bomb. So he's just a solo player here, and he's just trying to take fights, but the slide doesn't go his way, and Wixel's going to win the close range engagement.
I mean, he's taking that fight 10 out of 10 times.
Yeah, he just doesn't really care right now.
Yeah, no, just doesn't lose it. Or doesn't win it. Probably should have won it. So 2-2 versus 2. 30 to go, and Dahum's working out. We saw Xnid clean the kitchen. Now Dahum's lifting weights.
Patience
catch him. Yeah, it certainly does. It certainly does. The patience pays off. 3rd round of the Vegas Falcons. So what? 2 of the rounds they won were a 2v3 and a 2v4. They've rarely had numbers. Well, really just in 1 round they had it. Outside of that, they've had to kind of bring it back and clutch up in these rounds. And it's been the same kind of thing where it's like,
yeah, they're just playing patient.
They're sitting and you're getting kind of overactive, like when Sib got caught in the 2 versus 2.
Yep.
And that's going to pay off when a team's just trying to end the map, it seems like.
Yeah, they're running at you.
They're running at him, yeah. And honestly, that's probably a strategy, in the sense, like, I don't know, I would think that if, like, I think teams were, like, respecting us due to the results we've had, and they're going to run at us. Yeah, okay, L trigger up. Punish them for it.
Oh, that helps. I heard that right away.
Yeah. So that might decide the round. So that, okay, oh, here we go. Let's get deeper in the map, too. Sib just stuck one onto him.
At least he laughed.
Yeah.
But yeah, you never really want to stick one onto your teammates.
No, it's just too sticky there. We'll see it one more time.
Especially when you don't give them a heads up.
Nope, that's a surprise.
Surprise from one of your boys. That's crazy.
That is brutal, Joe. Brutal. Cloud9, listen, you got to brush off the frustration, get out of that sticky situation, and end the map. But Vegas Falcons, it's either been the hard way or the easy way. Like, you got gifted that one. Another first blood, though, for Cloud9. RC in play as well.
Seems like my bad, guys.
Yeah,
I'll win us the next round.
Yeah, picks it up with the first blood. Just slow playing it right now is Falcons. They can double chow here, catwalk behind a nade. You see a view of the RC down today. Wixel will catch one, so.
They did to be careful on this map, right? It's not a very big map, so the player in the RC can get caught. That's Matt. Yeah, he's going to blow it up, and all right, they have to play a 3-on-3.
Well, you've clutched up in what, a 2v3, a 2v4. Now why not a 3v4? See if they can do it.
Kind of waiting on Kremp here. You see number 5 lurking up. Extid though to fight 2 players and almost finds both of them.
Almost another situation
this
where
might set this up though. This might be done due to this flank.
Oh, shooting 2 in the back. That's what Kremp does. How he gets the second might be a nade, but Cloud9 seal it. They had some great plays, some great looks, some sloppy moments as well, but for the most part, they were in control, just outside of what? Throwing away a couple rounds they should have won. And then Sib literally throwing the round away as he stuck his boy. But Cloud9 get the win. They're up 2-0. Falcons' best chance to maybe take a map there into search and destroy, now a distant memory. As Cloud9 look to close it out in the control. In the first blood department, it was actually pretty close. I thought like 6-4, I believe it was. So Vegas Falcons had some opportunity. A lot of those were like the ones that were kind of instantly traded out. Like you didn't have numbers advantage very clean. But a nice map from Kremp, nice start from Mac. Mac started out with like 5-0 or something at the beginning of that, and Kremp was just the multi-kill demon.
Yeah, I mean, he said A-bomb, that's my bomb site.
100%, just absolutely dominant there. At moments, like I kind of liked the patience. I mean, you had like too much patience at times, especially when you had to try and retake. I think if you were Vegas Falcons, where I just want to yell like go, like you literally have to go, or you cannot win the round. And then somewhere, yeah, they really caught players because they were getting a little overactive. You were all triggered up and you're able to take it. But Cloud9 in control. Our desk looking spicy.
It's going to be a fast day. We're looking like another 3-0 is a brewing. The Falcons get basically 100-point clubbed into Hardpoint, and that's where I want to start our show, Allie. Can you walk me through some of these highlights? Was it Falcons struggling, or is it Cloud9 really shooting well today?
I mean, it has to be a little bit of both in all capacities, but from the side of Cloud9 New York, like, they just had map control throughout the entirety of this. I did not feel like Vegas Falcons ever had a foothold throughout the entirety of this. There was a moment about computers around the second set of rotations where I thought maybe Vegas Falcons was going to try and battle themselves back into the game, but I mean, as you see on your screen, it is literally Sid that comes in and bops 3 of them with an SMG. So from the side of Cloud9 New York, I mean, just a clean Hardpoint overall.
Yeah, there was an opportunity on the P2. I think we're seeing it right here, where like they were rallying back a little bit. They got a lot of time, but the problem with like the way Falcons thesis on Hardpoint is like, as soon as they lose like 2 players, they're just broken immediately. Like the guys in the back will be like hard blocking, and I see like where they're going with it. Like, okay, we have to block, we have to hold this setup. Like, no, you need to apply pressure after you get the kills, right, to make the game easier for yourselves. They haven't been able to do that in all their series, to grasp that concept of like cycling positions off the mini-map. I don't know when it's gonna come, but yeah, on the side of New York, like that's good. That's a map they haven't been able to win too often. Protocol Hardpoint, maybe adding that to your map pool. And we get to this search and destroy, which is basically bully ball the entire time.
Let's take a look at Search. Sib giving them a chance late in the game, but this was really Cloud9 on game point for a minute. Walk me through the Search game, though, from Cloud9. What is the, I guess, look from this team? Who do they compare to in the game?
The approach from the side of Cloud9 kind of makes me think of LA Thieves on that Hacienda. It's just pushing out these lanes that are left open. And from the side of Vegas Falcons, it's unfortunate because I think there was just too much VOD on them playing Skyline Search and Destroy, because typically they have a really good defense. They have a really good way to approach the A side of the map. But Cloud9 was extremely prepared for it, sending up Kremp and Mac. I just combined both of them into that bottom side, just literally playing their lives to have whatever way that they wanted. Again, it's hard to talk about.
I mean, that final round is like a good illustration of what's going wrong in the Vegas camp. Like, they lose a guy, right? So you're man down that situation. Okay, you're taking your time, find a kill, and then you just got players pre-aiming the exact same thing. You had Dahum is just watching down low, bottom barbecue, like just not doing anything, and you have to take action. Exnid tries to take action through hallway. He actually puts himself in like a pretty good position to find a kill, but there's no assistance. There's no AR looking over him, right? So it's like the communication in the middle of these rounds, like, we're not helping each other out. So Vegas continuously put themselves in like a decent spot and just not helping each other out.
I think they're just missing playmakers. Like I look at the numbers,
He's
right?
trying to make plays.
but only one isn't enough, you know? Like, you look across the league, like, not only has Mac taken a year off and come back and he's been the playmaker for Cloud9, but, like, everybody on Cloud9 is capable of being a playmaker. And that's something I feel like the rest of the league has and maybe Vegas Falcons just don't have just yet. Because you might get something from Exnid every once in a while, you might get something from Dahum every once in a while, but it's not enough to stay consistent with the rest of the league.
Protocol Control is coming up next. Who has more pressure from the Falcons, the front line or the ARs?
I mean, the subs got to get in the base and get Mixie, right? Like, if they're going to win, we got to see Exnid just going nuts, slaying them out in their base, especially on a map like this.
Player to watch from Cloud9, who drops most kills?
Crimp.
Crimp?
Mac.
Mac? I think he goes by the name
Oh,
of
no.
Sid.
Can
Maybe.
Vegas
Take it
lock
away.
in, bro?
No. Well, I don't think
Matt,
so.
correct?
But I don't know who I'm taking to get most kills. I'll go to Sib. Why not? Let's see if he can fry here to shut it down. I'm trying to think how this one does, because this was the map 3, I believe, against Vancouver. That was a wild one. That was the Neptune and same play on A where he had like the 1v3. That was actually a crazy map. But we get ready for this. We'll see if Falcons can get another control. Shot of Sib is he is usually, dude. Did you see the clip of? It was like, I think it was Zuma, like the Flank boys were like watching it, and they thought the camera froze on Sib, but it didn't actually freeze.
He's just chilling.
Yeah, he just doesn't breathe or move.
He's just
Like,
peace.
oh, so he's blinking right now, so you can tell he's alive. Yeah. But like sometimes you don't know. That man's just dialed.
Just no emotion.
So player out of seat, not sure what the deal is, but hopefully we'll get to it here quickly. We're taking a look at control defense this season, where their records are at. Neither team has been great on the defensive side of things, but obviously advantage to Cloud9.
Yeah, I mean, 15-11, I imagine you're probably right in the middle as 10th.
Well, it kind of depends on what maps you're playing against.
Yeah, you're probably like a couple of round wins from going forward there.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Right on the cusp.
9-13 on defense, not great.
No, that's not going to get it done, especially just, I know every map doesn't play out that way, but for the most part, we got defensive favored maps this year. Every now and then, I'm trying to think of like the last, like, what was like a heavily favored offense, like a Berlin or like a checkpoint? No, checkpoint, not checkpoint.
Heavily favored offense?
Yeah, like, well, Berlin.
Hotel?
50-50. Hotel, yeah, that's a good one.
Didn't we have one last year?
Dude, I'm trying to think. You guys should see some of the talks that Joe and I have. Like when we'll go on walks or just driving back from work.
Holding hands.
Just hold hands. And we'll just like, one of us will say something about like a COD stat or like a moment, and then it'll bring up this just spiral where we talk about like 40 different things in the history of COD, and then we're like, that was a good talk. It just helps us remember things.
We've been casting a long time. There's
it
lot of
blurs,
these giant domes.
It blurs. There's too much in this dome. My head's growing, man. Big old brain, Joe.
What do we have? High-rise invasion. What was the third one last year? Karachi? Yeah, that was that was like pretty offensive.
Dude, you said that, my brain just shut off. We're talking about big brains. I was like, wait, what was the third map? I almost said hotel. I don't even know why. I was just thinking in my head because you just said it. I don't know. We were distracted. I got Aunt Allie over here laughing at us, dude. Look at these guys. Ant's got his glasses on today, so you know he's dialed.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah.
It's been 4 years.
Oh, it has. It has. But Sib, just like the last round of Surge, opens things up. Crimp. Nice close range fight there for him as they'll try to get a foothold here in the opening moments of the offensive round. Just hip fire, cheese, smokes, fries, dominates there as he survives it with 2 HP.
Looked like I'd see something from like Tom Cruise, you know, and like Mission Impossible.
Absolutely. What can Tom Cruise do? Dude, what'd be the scariest COD team to play by 4 Tom Cruises?
4 Tom Cruises?
You think the Falcons, they got the budget to get 4 Tom Cruises? I don't know.
They might.
I'd play with, that team would be nuts, man. Sib, 4-0 start out of him. That streak will come to an end, but the progress is happening over at A. They line up for attach, and I thought that would have been disgusting if he peeled him off the box, but you get the comms over to your teammate who eventually cleans it up. That prone nearly catches him. Can't get back to full health and reposition, but you got your extra minute now, so 2 minutes to go. An early 7 life advantage. You got everything you want and more, and Sib is shooting.
Yeah, that would summarize this round, I would say.
Yeah, they call me the summary man. That's what you do is play-by-play sometimes. You just say what's already happened or like what's happening. Oh, yeah. Basically play. I just have to like fill like time, bro. So I'm just sitting here quiet. So I just say stuff. Miles and I talk about sometimes, like you guys, you color commentators don't understand the stress of being play-by-play sometimes because I just got to fill time. And I just talk until I black out.
Well, sure. We just have to look at all of the things.
That's true. That's true. You know, listen. There's difficulties in both. Nice little retake here from Vegas Falcons. 2 ticks in for New York, but they're cleared off for now, so you have to retake this. The good thing for them is they've got about an hour and a half still to work with. Lots of time to go. They don't even have to worry about the objective too much if they don't want to. They can just kind of focus up on the slang, but Vegas Falcons doing their best to bring this back closer to even, but that 7 life advantage still going to stand with another 30 seconds off of the clock. And after that wave of kills, Cloud9 New York going to start to push back on over towards progress here at B. Look to get that second tick, not able to do it. Kremto there, because he has the trade, he can't get away. You kind of got 1 for 1 if you're Vegas.
1 for 1 just not good enough.
It's not, you just can't, exactly. You can't go 1 for 1. You need like a 4-man sweep. Dude, Sib is shooting.
Well, that was your pick, right? This was your guy.
Yeah, I feel pretty good about it after seeing a couple of his like gunfights. He is just centering on foreheads. It's like all the players on the map have my head. He's just locking, bro, these giant domes. Beautiful
like
shot.
Big head mode? Like what game was that? You played big head mode? Was that GoldenEye?
Yeah, I think so.
Big head mode?
Was it GoldenEye?
I think so.
I just remember if you played Odd Job, you were a rat. That's what I remember. Sib looking to continue this tour de force, but it's attached that gets 2, ends the round. And I mean, it wasn't like anything all that flashy for the most part. You just took a big advantage early. Getting A was efficient as it could be for the most part. And you just efficiently traded well enough that they never could bring it back in the lives department.
That was another great summary.
Yeah, the summary, man, Joe. It's like I'm Cliff Notes, basically.
Right. Yeah. That's what I used to use, but now I guess people just have AI. That's
yeah,
crazy.
See, when you break down the game, you like add something to it. I break down the game, I say what happened. It's the difference. But that's not my job, though. My job's not really to add something to it. You're the former pro, you know? I love when people call me the color commentator, like just because I'm a goof and I get loud, but that's not how it works. You're the color commentator. You're the former pro.
Yeah, I color it in.
Yeah. And round 2. Vegas Falcons' turn to get something on offense. They need to get out to a better start just from an efficiency standpoint.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see a little more maybe from King, right? He was kind of the guy when they brought in.
Okay.
He was supposed to help out Exton in this SMG role. And I mean, actually, yeah, you should see just the talent every now and then. She starts to hit great shots right there. The problem is all his teammates died.
Yeah, I mean, he's put on enough talent. He's been the one, like, mainstay, right? Like, he's just had those moments where...
That was a player. Turn to your right.
He's kept his spot.
Can't hear me.
He cannot hear you, Joe. Needs Ant's glasses. Doesn't spot him.
Sometimes you can't see players on these maps.
Oh, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. Nice little pre-fire, then snap with a pistol there from Dahum. He's on 4 straight. You've done much better in the lives department. Even after that stretch, though, like, you're still down 3, and that hole is growing.
And you don't have a lot of time.
Nah, you're right. 35 seconds to go. And you haven't really sniffed an objective.
You really transitioned hole is growing to sniffing, huh?
Yeah. What do you think? What do you think it smells like? Like, I don't know, cobblestone?
No, it probably smells good. Oh, you're talking about the map.
Oh yeah, because I was saying they weren't sniffing the objectives. Like,
oh,
why'd you think of Sib?
I don't know. I was just speaking out loud, honestly.
You were thinking about Sib and what he smells like, clearly. 7.4 seconds. It's paused. The push now from Vegas Falcons. Still down 4 lives, but there's a glimmer. There's a hope. There's a prayer. There's not, unless Exton is fast. He is fast. With 0.9 seconds, he is able to get on it. He is dropped, and the round will end at 2-0, Cloud9, a round away.
Probably smells like fresh moss on that map.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, that's, it's, yeah.
I was thinking, like, for some reason, I was going back to, like, CS. I was thinking, like, the map cobblestone. I was thinking, like, the smell of cobblestone. I don't know why.
Yeah, but it's raining here. Fresh rain.
Okay. All right.
Everybody likes to hear you step outside on a rainy day and it just smells good. I don't know.
Joe, we're a bunch of gamers. We don't go outside.
No, you know what I'm talking about. You can open up the window.
Yeah.
Spring day.
That's true.
The wind's blowing.
That's true. Mac, what are we doing, bro? Ready to close it out. Guys are dialed. Locked. Looking for the 3-0-3-0. Great job on offense. I had Sib as my kill leader, but Krim started getting takeover mode. He's at 17. No opener for Sib this time around. Really efficient throughout the opening offense was Cloud9, looking to get back to work. If they can get that early life advantage. Trying to take the fight over towards B to start this round off. Krempe is hunting, but takes a couple of pistol shots. Sub chows, and he will die.
Well, it's good they stopped that, and you can already tell what that does. I mean, already 30 seconds off the clock. You don't have Krem flanking your base. You have some great map control here. You see number 3 and King was pushed up, but Sim wins that first gunfight.
Yeah, I feel like one of those rounds where I feel like there's always a moment where the defense has an opportunity to kind of like pin them in spawn or a chance to. They just didn't really have any chances, did they?
No.
That first, like, no opportunities really to waste time that way. But due to the efficiency that if they got A, try to stack it up now, but yeah, much better in the lives from Vegas Falcons so far, at least in the early going. They were already in like a 5 or 6 hole by this point. Krem's hipfire, able to hit and finish it. Nice little pistol shots there from Attach, who's on 5 straight as he's now pushed it up to 15. Looking to finish off A. Second bit about to be done. Attach still lurking in your base and spawning everybody out towards B, so that just makes it so easy to finish A. I mean, you're just popping and spawning a mile away from the objective.
It reminds me of Hardpoint. I mean, once they lose even like 50-50 map control, it's just they cannot get out of it. I mean, that's what happened. I mean, there was 30 seconds left. You finally get some pressure pushed up, and it just feels like they kind of run all over the map staggered.
No, that has absolutely been the case. Probably some frustrations in the comms, I imagine, as you're struggling right now. Shots a little bit windy from Sid there as Vegas player pops up and Wixel and drops him. They're starting to push the lives again. You got a minute left. You're up 4. You're still in a pretty good spot if you are Cloud9, and you're stopping the clock here for now, looking to progress to see if you can at least get the first tick done. Xnit going to give the push numbers here at least for a moment, but that disappears almost instantly. Sib, the last man here, not going to touch the objective, doesn't want to give up position, not going to matter as to whom peels his head off, and you bring it back even and alive. So best chance now for Falcons to get around victory. You didn't give up the first tick, you brought it back in lives, you did everything you could ask for there.
You just need this not to go. There we go. Just say, that's all 4 dead.
The first time that we've seen a 4 dead. Great job there from Vegas Falcons as they are staying alive. They'll have to get it done on offense, though, if they're able to take this round, but not a lot of opportunities now as that pillar is just soaking up bullets and they line them up. The first chance you've really been able to get aggressive into the offensive spawn there for Vegas Falcons, and they take advantage late in the round. It went from basically even in lives to just smoking them. I mean, that was what, like 9-1 or something kills over that final stretch.
Yeah, it was 10-10. Yeah, then they have 4 dead and just carry into it. Bunch of the players on the side of Falcons carry sprees into our next round. But yeah, now the tough part, winning offense.
Yeah, exactly. You saw the defensive stats coming into this. It hasn't been great for them. They're last in the league, but they put up plenty of defensive round victories. It's just the offense. Imagine a lot of woes from that side of it. I swear Sib has been like the first blood or first death every control round. He's able to get 2 this time around. This is problematic because you might get pinned in early if you are Vegas Falcons. This sequence is important for them. You can't lose 30, 40 seconds in this stretch. You still have 2 players that are a threat.
They do a good job clearing ammo though, right? They get that 1 player out of top. Kremto's still here. But you don't lose ammo control. You keep some players up, and now you got to start your next push from that position. Now they're starting to go.
Yeah, starting to go with 40 seconds remaining, though. That was great from Cloud9. I mean, you got out of it pretty well if your Falcons aren't wrong, but like it still was a lot of time. Like you got out of it pretty well from a kills standpoint, but it took a minute because by the time you're actually pushing towards an objective, we're sub 30 seconds now. And look at the position. Like before they even got to push out, you cleared it. They're already all back. Now realizing they got to get on 1. They're able to stop the clock with 16.1. That doesn't last long at all. Player dropped. 3 coming off spawn. Just L triggered his king, and he gets smoked by Sib. Under 10 to go. Someone's got to get on it. Not looking like it's going to happen. Not able to get out of the house. That's where the whole battle went down. The aggression simply too much from Cloud9. But close the series out 3-L. The control 3-1. And as you said, like Falcons, it seems like in the respawns, when they get into a bad spot, they just can't really get out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll put it simple for you. They just aren't ready for this.
No, I mean, that's the way it looks. Yeah.
I think we've seen individual moments. I think they could probably compete with some of the best in challengers, but they're just not ready for this.
No, they're not. And it's tough because, you know, I was thinking if you took like any of these 4 players and put them with like another team of like 3, and they could learn with that team, like that might be an okay team.
Yeah, as a unit, there's just so much to learn.
But
still.
but all 4 of them
and
with so much to learn,
alternating
yes,
the roster very often.
It's near impossible, and you're seeing how hard it can be. I think some people take for granted how hard to win in this league it is. Like, dude, Chino's post was killing me. I don't know if you saw it recently, but it was like the player I encouraged was talking about like how he's almost done with his like grind to be in the league, and he's only been competing for like 4 months or whatever it is. And like people were replying to Chino, like Chino was some bum. I'm like, Chino won a bunch of events, won back-to-back majors. Like,
he did.
It is so hard to win. People don't realize how many players haven't won. It's not only hard to win a major, it's hard to just battle consistently against people. We've seen some really good players get smoked. It's tough. I think people don't realize how hard it is, but that'll do it. It's at 03 day. Desk high.
Hi.
Cloud9 dropped to Vancouver last week. Now they're just 5 points behind them on the overall standings. So good news if you're a fan of New York, but this was your freebie. This was your expected win. This is a team that entered 0-9, and now the Falcons officially have been 3-0 60% of their matches.
It's very tough, man. They got to improve, and they got to improve fast. I just hope that they commit to this roster and don't try to make like one person change, because it won't fix anything. It'll just make it worse.
Let's take a look at our Falcons and, of course, the Cloud9 boys from Map 3. Control. That was the test for Falcons. Can they win one? They did it in their last series. This time on Protocol, they did take a round, Allie.
Was an expected win for the side of Cloud9. Again, the story's kind of the same for Falcons. Like, just when you think they start taking a couple inches and they're getting close to some of these maps, like they just really struggle to close out a lot of the time. And as I said earlier, I just don't think there's enough playmakers on this team, at least not yet consistently. For Cloud9, though, I will say I appreciate that there was no trolling in this series. It was a good series. It was straightforward. It was fast. It was fundamentally sound, and it's what they needed heading into a qualifier that might be one of the most important splits of their season.
And did Crump finish with most kills for the series?
I think so. Oh, series.
Series was looking good.
I was like, this is my guy.
3.
I picked the right guy here. I was feeling good about it, man. Cremp was moving. But yeah, for C9, I mean, I've been really hard on this roster just because of how disappointing they were throughout stage 1. So far in stage 2, like they're off to a pretty good foot. Only a game 5 loss to Vancouver. Just got to see it consistently going forward.
Let's take a look at our scuff play of the game for Cloud9. They earn another one. They're second here in Major 2. It's Crep second, and he is sharing this one with Mac. The front line, the SMGs, able to pave the way in Surge.
Like I said, I think there was just too much VOD review done on the Falcons, because Mac and Cramp knew every single corner, which way to slide, check, Omni movement, Dolphin dive, all over the Falcons players when it came over to that A side of the bomb. The SMG duo was incredibly comfortable with map number 2.
They took over early. The game went on. But at the end, it's Cloud9 finishing 6-4. They go on to win the series 3-0, and they are now just 5 points back of Vancouver Surge. Joining us live to talk about it, we've got Sib in the winner's circle. Sib, we haven't had a chance to chat with you a whole lot this season. You guys were off to a slow start. What's the vibe in the camp right now?
Vibe's great. We're putting a lot of work in. We've been improving in respawn, and that's the main thing that we've been lacking this whole year. So I think we're on the upward trajectory, and I think that's very important.
I think the biggest question for me is kind of the identity of Cloud9 and kind of what you would say your play style is compared to the rest of the league right now, because it doesn't feel like you kind of have an identity just yet.
Yeah, I think I take blame for that, for majority of that, because I couldn't shoot straight for first, I don't know, what was it, first month?
But you're shooting straight now? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's all that matters, yeah. Better late than never, but...
Was it a setting issue? Was it you just getting familiar with the Black Ops title? What was it?
I would say some of it was sensitivity, but I think most of it was just being comfortable and having a role in the actual system, and each player knows what their job is in the game, out of the game, and I think that's very important. I think before it was kind of like blurred. Everyone was just kind of doing their own thing, and that's never going to work. You guys have to be on the same page and have the same common goal. So I think once we started doing that, everything's been a lot better.
So I want to ask you, last year with you and Skies, like towards the end of the year, you guys found your flow. Like you kind of became more of like the Slayer, playing for kills more, maybe not trying to do as much of the fundamentals, and you guys just had so much more success. What's that dynamic been like with Attach? Because when I was looking at it before, like the AR duo, to me, it wasn't working, but recently it's been better.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. I mean, well, Bueno, getting in the hill is not really his his bag, you know. But once you started getting in the hill, it made more of a, for example, like Optic. I think Optic has a perfect system of playing efficient, at least last year in Hardpoint, and Dash would get a lot of hill time, and I think that's very important for the many yards, and the way that flows in the game is very impactful. So yeah, I mean, Attachers are getting time now, and that's, you know, before he wasn't. So he's starting to get in the hill. Now I can roam and do my thing, which is very important, and we complement each other way better now than before. Because before, I agree, we were not. It was pretty bad, but you know, we're going up now, so that's all that matters.
Sib, final question for you. Who is the biggest Sib fan on the planet?
Biggest Sib fan? Probably my mom, to be honest. I think that's important. If I can't see my mom, I feel like something's wrong here. You know what I mean? I mean, gotta be my mom.
Shout out Mama Sib. Congrats on the win. We'll let you call her after this match.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. You guys have a good one.
Cheers. That's Sib getting the job done. Cloud9 making it a perfect 3-0 day. 3 3-0s. And let's go to the first one. Carolina handling business.
What are we doing here, guys?
Minnesota, you're supposed to be growers. You're supposed to be the grinders.
What are these teams doing Monday through Thursday? Like, get ready. Like, you can have some type of idea what maps you're gonna get. Like, oh man, we gotta get some more game 5s. I missed stage 1.
You called out something, Ant. You said Minnesota might not be a 3 p.m. team.
I was kind of joking, but yeah, I mean, I just saw how well they played in the last slot versus Optic. But yeah, Minnesota, the reason I said that is because it did not look like the Minnesota I've seen in the last, like, 6 series. Probably.
Yeah.
At all. Completely different team today. Obviously, like, the round 11 gets away from them a little bit, but yeah, usually they're finding their timings, they're getting through, and they're making plays. Carolina just way too clean.
I'd say I'd kind of tip my hat to Carolina of kind of like not allowing that momentum to happen. They tried, and that map number 3, I thought we might have been going 4, and then we would have been in for the long haul. Got a shout out to Vivid for that, because when it came down to the wire, he had to pop 3 of them to stop that, and we all know what can happen when Minnesota Rocker gets a little inch. They love to take a mile. So flip side, Carolina Royal Ravens, happy to see them kind of making a bounce back.
That was 4 of Gwyn's multi-kills from that game 3. The man silencing Reddit as he puts up numbers. 62 kills in this game, a 1.44 overall, says hold this.
Yeah, that's the story of the day, 100%. Like, Gwyn just kind of like in silence, just like, yo, everybody shut up.
Yeah,
I'm still nice.
Real nice. 1.65 wins that control over for Miami. Well, we thought LAG might have a new spark. Lunars coming in, but Metals making the return to the Heretics was the difference maker. His impact felt in the search and destroy, a 3-0 across the board.
Not a knock for the side of LAG or Lunars. I think he did fine considering. It's just hard because, I mean, Miami Heretics, you got to talk about them like they are. They are coming off the top 3 placing at Madrid. Yep. They come in, spawn in. Unfortunately, they didn't have their full squad in their first matchup, so they go to a game 4 versus Minnesota and fall there. But they come in today, and they've been struggling when it comes to those setups. And I'm just thinking back to that last vault where, like, the P2 setups would instantly getting broken, and I didn't see that Miami Heretics today. So the work coming in through for the respawn for Miami Heretics, and I was worried that maybe they would have a dip after that top 3 placing, because sometimes we see teams do that, and
peak early.
It didn't happen.
I mean, Miami just kind of saying, like, dude, we're the real deal, and we're still working on our game. Like, you're not about to show up here being a struggling team, picking up a guy from Challengers and beat us. It's just not going to happen. And partly because of the 2 young guys they brought in. I mean, Real last year and Rancor this year, unbelievable. And Metals frying as well.
Metals is back. You can see the 61 of 56, 1.09 overall right there with 7,200 damage alongside Real. And you have to think Carolina fumbled the bag last year. Real and Gwyn were on the same team. You didn't do the paperwork, and now he's playing for Spain's best. They're at Miami. 1-1 is Miami after the win tonight. You can see we still have 3 teams at 2-0, Boston included, and they're back in action tomorrow. Alley Cat, as we take a look at the 4 matches coming our way in the future, what has you excited?
I'm excited for so many of them. Honestly, Carolina Royal Ravens versus Optic Texas, I think that's going to be a good flex for Optic Texas to kind of see where they actually are at right now. I'm also excited for my Miami Heretics and Atlanta FaZe match, because FaZe just got caught off guard by Vancouver Surge. There's no reason Miami can't do the same.
Neptune versus Lunars tomorrow at 6:30. Banger.
I was also looking Pred in the mix against Carolina. Are you worried for Optic now?
Oh, man, I don't know. AG versus Fat Bob. That's a banger.
It all begins 2:45. We'll see you on Headquarters in. Thanks for tuning in. It's the CDL.
full of cabbage and I think they lost my tempo. 36 Mickeys on the candy paint bento. Dabba dabba on, keep my brass knuckles warm. Get the cash from the poor, 60 seconds and I'm gone. Bad when I'm gone, bad man, polygon. Going fast on the ball, full of quarter-mile marathon. Jimmy in the Jimmy, high rise, sipping Kimmy. Got a brand new mark, page in the Mimi. Lately all together, see something gonna stick. Lazy on a river, team, someone on my hip. Baby under 18, no rim, all switch. Baby, you ain't never seen nothing like this. Nothing like this. Nothing like this. Like this. Nothing like this. Baby, you ain't never seen nothing like this. Nothing like this. Nothing like this. Baggage full of cabbage and I think they lost my tempo. 36 Mickeys on the candy paint bento. Dabba dabba on, keep my brass knuckles warm. Put a crash on the one, get the cash from the pawn. Nothing like this. Nothing like this. Nothing like this. Nothing like this. Baby, you ain't never seen nothing like this.
Serious, guys. GG's.
Arriba del side, arriba del side.
Luna,
Nice, coño, qué buen combat, chavales. Eso es, coño.
One shot.
Man.
Good.